right here on 90.
Well, do we have a show today? Talk about a pulling at your heartstrings day yesterday for all you Chiefs fans. Should have seen it coming, I believe. How about we start off with Craig Carton? Yay or nay?
What happened?
Well, he says, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I hate this trade.
No, I
Trent
think
McDuffie is their best defensive back, so how did you get better? You got worse today.
Yeah, that's somebody who doesn't have a clue. And honest to God, and I like Craig Carton. I think he's very entertaining, but those guys sometimes don't have a clue as to what's going on when you're talking about your own individual team, because that's a low hanging fruit take right there. It really is. Oh, they traded Trent McDuffie. We've been telling you they were going to trade Trent McDuffie. Have we been talking about this before the season even ended, guys? Mm-hmm. I mean, because this was one that I've been telling you was going to be happening, and it did. And I think yesterday, for a Chiefs fan, when you look at this trade, you're upset that Trent McDuffie's gone. I know a lot of ladies in town are very upset Trent McDuffie's gone as well. But I will say this: the Chiefs had to trade Trent McDuffie. That was their biggest trade piece that they had the opportunity to get rid of and to make their organization better going forward. I think with the Rams right now, you know what they think about draft picks, and they're always in the let's win it now mode. And with Matthew Stafford potentially one more year, they're going quote unquote all in to try to win that final Super Bowl in Matthew Stafford's what could be his final year in LA. So they're going all in. And the Chiefs right now, as we've talked about all off season long, they have holes. And I think most Chiefs fans, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I didn't see many people upset about this trade yesterday. I saw a lot of people very excited about this trade, because this is exactly what you need to do in the NFL to stay relevant, to stay good, and to keep your roster turning over. You can't trade guys like, Jawan Taylor, because you're not going to get anything in return. You have to trade guys like Trent McDuffie. I thought it was the perfect trade yesterday for the Chiefs, and it starts to set them up now for what could be a wild offseason, because I just don't believe we're done. I don't think that's the only move that we're going to make, and who knows what this organization can do now with this arsenal of draft picks they just got back from the Rams in return for Trent McDuffie.
Right, and I say you should have seen it coming. Marcus Peters, how'd that work out?
Terrible.
Well, I'm talking about how it ended.
Great for the Chiefs.
Great for the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Great for the Chiefs.
Via what? How they got rid of via trade.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christian Fulton, Travis Ward, didn't trade him, but did not sign him in the offseason. Got a massive contract, and as soon as he got paid by the San Francisco 49ers, everyone's like, yeah, I wouldn't have paid that.
Right.
Who's after him? Oh, yeah. L'Jarius Sneed?
Right. Yep.
How'd that work out?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Has he played 10 games since he left Kansas City?
I don't know. Has he?
I don't think so.
And I don't think he has.
They're cutting
he's
him,
going to
by
be
the way.
gone.
Yes.
Yeah, they got nothing for that guy.
Nope.
Yeah, I might take it back. And then
if he's a free agent, sure. Why the hell
for
not?
$0.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
And then Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
Which again, I know that
Kendall Fuller as well.
Another one.
Yep.
And that's one of those things where Brett Veach told you yesterday, it doesn't matter how good you are, how legendary you might have been with your time in Kansas City. If you are a defensive back and you are good, I am going to get the most value out of you, and it's not going to be a contract.
Right.
Talk to you later.
Because I think a lot of people, not throwing Bob under the bus, but he had a theory when he had that photo that came out, and it was like Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Trent McDuffie, and he's like, dude, McDuffie's getting a contract. Because look, he's in this picture of the team, right?
Well, it was 2 years ago. I was told by people in the organization, hey, whatever you can do to help Trent out, get him involved in the community. He's part of our future. He's part of what we want as our next pillar.
Not anymore. He's not.
But things change.
Yeah.
Things ultimately
6-11.
change. You go 6-11. You start to get age on the roster. You don't have many draft picks. You need to turn the roster over. You have to go out there and maximize everything that you want to do, and you have to maximize your players on your roster. And going into next season, Trent McDuffie is obviously more valuable to the Chiefs being available to be traded than he would be on that roster. And that's not to say that the Chiefs don't care about the defensive back position and they're not going to have anybody play defensive back. They'll figure this whole thing out. But when you go 6-11 in the heyday of Patrick Mahomes' window of trying to win championships, you got to figure it out. out and get back on the right track, because you can't have another 6-11 type of season next year. And the only way to do that is to turn over the roster, guys. I mean, we've talked basically since the season ended, right, about how many holes are on this roster and how we're going to fix all these holes. And I feel like the more conversations we've had about this football team, the more holes we've discovered on this roster this offseason, right? Is that fair to say? Like, you start to say, oh, my God, that's actually a hole. This is actually a hole. How do you figure that? How do you fix those? You got to get young players in here. You got to get fresh players in here. You got to get new players in here. And you've got to constantly turn over that roster. And the only way you're going to get a great trade, package back in return is to trade somebody that is good. I mean, Royals fans, you say, just trade Hochevar or trade this, trade Francoeur. You're not going to get anything for those guys. The only players you get stuff for are players that are valuable, and Trent McDuffie was the most valuable player on this roster, and I think the Chiefs did a really nice job. Now, what they do with those picks will determine how this trade ultimately plays out, but what they were able to get yesterday in return for Trent McDuffie, I think that's a big win for this organization that's pretty much drafted very good for the better part of the last 10 years.
Yeah, I think that when you look at what this trade, does for the Chiefs is a lot of what you just said without saying the same thing. It loads you up for control. And I think that's one thing that the Chiefs kind of needed in this whole situation with what they had last year and going into this year, because the league is evolving and things are getting, obviously more and more advanced in the NFL. And yes, Trent McDuffie is a superstar. He's an all-pro corner. He's a slot corner. Okay, he's really good at it. He's going to make a lot of money, ton of money.
Yeah, $30 million in guaranteed or something he's going to get from the Rams.
But here's the thing, because we talk about this all the time without even knowing what we're talking about. We always say, what are the most important positions on the field? And never once, and this isn't discredit to anybody here in these rooms, no one ever says corner.
Nobody ever does, no.
They say edge, tackle, quarterback, wide receiver. Then it's like, I would listen to corner, right? Then you'd be like, okay, cool. When you go 6-11, and you have a bunch of holes on your team, you do the same thing that we do on this show. All right, where can we immediately get better? Well, we're a bad team, and we're not going to pay a slot corner. It sucks that that's the position he plays, and I wish him nothing but the best wherever they were to go. Now it's going to be the Rams. But again, that's where you have to look at your team's value. And like we said yesterday, lean into the trust of Brett Veach. There's one thing that screams great trade in this for me, and that's the fact that yes, Brett Veach is gambling once again, but when you've gone to the well 4 times prior to this and it's worked out all 4 times, you have to give that man some credibility. Now, we can get on the wide receiver drafts, we can get on running back drafts. That's fine. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be 100%, but man, he has been 100% on corners. And one thing that he has been very good at is managing a checkbook here. Why is Pioli not here? Or why is Dorsey not here? That was his big thing. Could Dorsey draft like a son of a gun?
Hell yeah, he could.
You better believe it. Yeah. But could he pay these guys? No.
And he probably would have paid Trent McDuffie.
Because he pays with his heart. At the end of the day, Brett Veach, it's a business. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Been fortunate to meet him a couple times. But, man, he is cutthroat when it comes to cutting the checks on this team. And Trent McDuffie, unfortunately, goes back to the old narrative of how can you be what the Patriots dynasty was, and that is there are going to be moves that are going to be like, damn, that sucks. But then when you kind of educate those people outside of your heartstrings and say, here's the deal, guys. We now have 2 picks in the first round, one of them being the 9th, the other one being the 29th. Then you have a 40th pick. You have 3 picks in the top 40 in a draft. Plus, in next year's draft, when it's loaded, you have a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
And depending on what the Rams do, obviously, this year, they're all in. That's what that move tells you, is that what Mack had said yesterday. Look, Stafford's window is next year, and then that might be it. So they're going to make these moves, and they needed this position more than the Chiefs needed Trent McDuffie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Chiefs went 6-11 last year with Trent McDuffie. They did, and so that is a proven fact. They went 6-11 last year with Trent McDuffie. So you can't run back the situation again. You have to make those drastic changes, and that's what the NFL is all about. The team that is willing to make the drastic changes, and the team that is willing to take the hits from the national media saying that this is a bad trade for the Chiefs because they got rid of Trent McDuffie. They were 6-11 last year with Trent McDuffie. McDuffie. It is time to turn this roster over. And this isn't a day to say anything negative about him because I think he's ultimately comes out as, in my opinion, has been the most perfect player in Kansas City. I mean, you had him for 4 years. He was an all-pro. He went to 3 Super Bowls. Like, you talk about accomplishments by this guy. He was outstanding here.
If he was applying for a
City.
job, they wouldn't call his last employment. They would just be like,
we're hiring you.
How we ask people about the Jeremiah Love stuff at the Combine, like, is it all what they say true?
Yeah.
That's what they would do, and they call Andy Reid, like, is all this stuff about McDuffie?
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, we're not trading him because he's a bad player. We're trading because we need to move forward as an organization, and this is the best way for us to move forward as an organization to get the most back in return to turn the roster over. Because going into this draft, correct me if I'm wrong, they had 6 picks, right, going into this draft? Okay, that's 6, 7 picks. Not a lot. And I think what you look at, you have to ask yourself, are they just 6 rookies away from being 11-6 as opposed to 6-11? The answer to that question is probably no. They need more than 6 different players on this roster. And you're talking about 6 draft picks that how many of them are in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds, you know? Yep. Like, so you need to have high first day, and I consider the first 3 rounds the first day of the draft because that's what it was back in the day. The first 3 rounds, those are where you really build your team. I remember having conversations with Gunther Cunningham, and he told me one time, he goes, look, if you don't have first day picks on your squad, you are not going to be a good football team. And you start to look at the rosters of first, second, and third round picks and how many of them are impact players on every roster in the NFL. And if you don't have those guys making a difference, you're kind of up a creek without a paddle. And so the Chiefs are doing what seems to be a hard thing at this point in time, but it's the absolute right thing. And I look back and I go, maybe it would have been better off if they traded Chris Jones too. I mean, that's the guy that they held on to, and there's a lot of complaining about Chris Jones right now here in Kansas City. So you have to be able to make that move that, yes, in the moment it stinks, but at the end of the day, it's great. Remember the last time they made a move like this? There was a guy named Tyreek Hill here in Kansas City. They traded him. You know who they got back in return? Basically, Trent McDuffie they got back in return. That trade was worth it. Every single second of that trade of getting Tyreek Hill to Miami and getting those picks back turned into 3 straight Super Bowls for this organization, 2 Super Bowl championships, and that's the kind of trade that the Chiefs are making again. I look at Trent McDuffie and I say to myself, man, they got everything and more they could have out of Trent McDuffie, and then they traded him, and you combine all the picks together, and they essentially got the 20th pick in the draft coming up with all of those picks, which is 1 pick better than where they picked Trent McDuffie. And so when you look at all of that, man, you talk about maximizing the value of an individual player. The Kansas City Chiefs maximized Trent McDuffie maybe more than they've ever maximized anybody on their roster because they got great play out of him, they got championships out of him, and then they got a haul out of him before they had to pay him. It was a beautiful execution of how you kind of work a star player, I think anyway, in your system.
You know how you know Trent McDuffie was perfect here? Because everybody understands the move, but everybody dislikes the move.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Nobody's
exactly.
like, get him out of here.
Right, no.
None of that.
No.
None of this.
None of that at all.
And nobody's going, we gave him what? We gave him what?
Yeah.
And we got what? It's, damn, I get it, but God, I really like that guy.
Yeah, right,
so
yeah. I think it's a win for both teams. I really
100%.
do, yeah.
100%. And it could be even bigger win for the Chiefs depending on what they do with those picks. We'll discuss this as we go on. Plus, we dive into our guy, Nate Taylor, who had some stuff yesterday to say about it here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone.
And Dusty Likens.
His ass is foul of all foul.
Weekdays 6 to 10. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, everybody's talking about improving their health, right? I think about it every single day. And if that's something that you're thinking about right now, then my friends over at Heartland Men's Health may be just what the doctor ordered. And Heartland Men's Health, they can likely help with what's going on in your life right now. Maybe you're not seeing progress at the gym. Maybe you're not sleeping well, or maybe staying committed can be tough. Heartland Men's Health is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. They're all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss as well. And these symptoms of low testosterone can be cured by my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. And when low T treatments combine with the body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. If all of that sounds good to you, don't wait anymore. Call my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
License number 2025-11121.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door.
Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
There's a simple reason to buy from New Century Ram, Jeep, and Dodge in Paola. They're honest guys who don't add big city overhead to the price. Shop the full lineup of new and used cars, trucks, Rams, and Jeeps at New Century Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com. That's New Century Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com. And for 2026, the powerful V8 Hemi is back in Ram trucks. Just 20 minutes south of the city, and you'll save thousands. New Century Ram, Jeep, and Dodge. You'll always pay less in Paola.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman, online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You hear Trent McDuffie doing any chatter, any needless chatter?
No, he does it with his gameplay.
No, thank you.
Maybe the greatest collab video of all time when Jamar Chase once said, none of them actually, or what do you say? None of them, honestly. Talking about the Chiefs secondary, and then Jamar Chase would lose his cool because Trent McDuffie was all up in that Jamar Chase kitchen. Penalty, 15 yards. Cincinnati, never been the same since. So best of luck to Mr. Trent McDuffie. Overall, your guys' reaction when you first saw the trade was
excited.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was if we're doing one word, right? Like I was excited. Like I wasn't upset. I wasn't depressed. We knew this was going to happen. Expected maybe is another word, that we could have used in that situation. I'll be honest with you, Dusty. I think I would have been more upset and more disappointed if they didn't trade Trent McDuffie than that they did trade Trent McDuffie. And again, that's nothing against the player. It's obviously nothing against the person at all. Just where this organization is right now, I thought that was best for this organization. That's what the good organizations do in order to stay on top, is that they constantly turn the roster over and they don't fall in love with the player. They fall in love with winning championships. And after a 6-11 season, big changes needed to be made, and you knew they would.
Mac, what was your reaction when you saw it break from Adam Schefter on Twitter?
Oh, this team got worse, man. Yeah, this team's screwed. Lost an all-pro player. Yeah, no dip, Craig. They've cut multiple guys and traded someone. They've stockpiled picks, and they've gained a bunch of cap space. That's another thing with this McDuffie trade. About $14 million saved on the cap. That's 2 players in free agency. That's 2 good players. That's 1 great player in free agency. That's another addition to this roster. You can now replace McDuffie with 2 solid players in free agency. And that's what they need right now. Of course, they need quality. They need good players, but they need quantity.
Yeah.
And Brett Veach has options. 9 versus 6. Not only is that, that's 3 more players, but maybe in the draft possibly, but it's also you can trade some of those picks. You can stockpile certain things. You can trade up, move down. Maybe you go get a mega player. We'll talk about, different hypotheticals and different guys that could go out and get there. But now you have actual options and not going, okay, I really hope this 6th round defensive end hits because we are screwed if he's not there. Like, they have more money. They have more draft capital. This is how good teams operate. You draft someone, he plays really, really well. You don't pay him a lot of money, and you trade him to someone else so that he makes his bag, and you cash in.
I saw a quote from Les Snead, the Rams GM, yesterday. When you tweeted out your video yesterday about Snead, I'm like, what does Legarius have to do with this? And I remember, oh, yeah, that's right. Snead is the GM of the Rams. And it just took me a second there. Because I'm thinking quarterbacks and Snead and all this kind of stuff. And so I saw a quote by him yesterday, and it was basically to the effect of, we want to go into the draft with no holes. And I think that's an unbelievable kind of way to approach their free agency. Now, they're a lot further along than a lot of teams, but what if that was the Chiefs, MO, going into this draft right now without any holes? What if they were able to trade Trent McDuffie and, as like you said, free up this $14 million, which could be 2 players, and now all of a sudden they get a running back in free agency, they get a wide receiver in free agency, they get a defensive lineman in free agency, and all of a sudden now you're talking about a team that, now that you hit the draft, okay, we're not drafting to fill holes. We're out here drafting right now to make our organization better, maybe so for 2027, 2028, and 2029, and we can kind of use that draft to build up for where we need to be in a couple of years and fix this team right now with free agents. And so you could potentially be going into the draft now with the opportunity to not have to fill holes, but more importantly, just to build roster depth and legitimately go out there and take the best player available, like they did in their first draft when they took D Ford. And we were all like, or the second draft when they took D Ford, you're like, why are you taking a guy like that when you have players at these positions, but you ended up needing him? You ended up needing that guy. Guys phase out, guys move on. And so I think if you could fill your roster and fill your holes via maybe a trade, maybe via free agency before you hit the draft in 49 days, that's a really good way to kind of approach what's going to be happening over the next, 5 days or so in the NFL world.
We move on to our guy, Nate Taylor, as he had his immediate reaction yesterday about the trade from Trent McDuffie to the Rams.
Yeah, better than expected, fellas. I just put out some of my own sort of initial thoughts just on Twitter like a couple seconds ago. I think the biggest surprise in all of this is that it is the Chiefs acquiring 4 picks in exchange for Trent McDuffie. I was of the belief, even as early as last week, being in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine, that, hey, this was probably going to be, 1 player for 3 picks with the hope that, hey, it's going to be a first-round pick in this year and the likelihood of it being a day 2 pick in 2027. Getting that additional 4th pick swings the pendulum in the Chiefs' favor, considering the fact that they only had 6 draft picks going into this year's draft. So a bit of a surprise that they were able to acquire 4 picks from the Rams when you really consider it, fellas, I don't honestly know who the Rams were bidding against, but if a team is willing to give you 4 picks and include a first-rounder, and you know it's going to be difficult on your own salary cap sheet to sign Trent McDuffie to a long-term extension and cover up other areas on the roster, well, then it makes sense for both parties to make this decision.
So that Nate Taylor of ESPN, this via Sam McDowell, because he kind of mentioned a little bit of this from the Kansas City Star. The Trent McDuffie trade came down to the Rams and the Giants. In the end, the Rams were the team willing to give the first round plus. So it was New York or it was LA, and LA said, hey, we really need this. Like Bob had said, we don't really have a whole lot to fill, but this is basically it. We have to give it up, and then you trust Les Snead to kind of repatch this team after the Stafford era is done.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is it. Look, clout is what you need in the draft, and there's one thing that's always kind of like when Brett Veach is tombstone in Kansas City is done, it will literally be like, here lied Brett Veach, right? Number one love, draft picks.
Yeah.
Like he's just always done that because that's his way of playing poker. Other people's is free agency. Howie Roseman's is trades, right? Like he'll trade, get picks with him. And Brett Veach is like, well, if you can give me 8 picks per draft, 9 picks per draft, I'll make it work with at least, 2 to 3 guys on this roster. So look, and I thought Nick Wright said it perfectly yesterday when he was like, this was basically 85% of the exact trade they got for McDuffie for the Tyreek Hill deal.
Yeah.
And it is basically kind of the same thing. Now, again, at the time, Mahomes was younger, and you weren't going to give Tyreek Hill that much money. You had thought at the time Tyreek Hill had given you everything that Tyreek Hill possibly could have ever given you, and it was probably going to be over soon. I mean, I don't know if it's over, but it ain't the same, and it was good for 1 year. It was 1 year where you're like, damn, dude, Tyreek Hill might set the wide receiver yardage record. He still got it, and he's doing it with Tua.
And that was what, 2022?
It was the year, the very next year.
Right,
You're like,
year.
damn.
Here it is, 2026.
Right, and so...
Year too early.
Exactly. And so, yes, it might be that way next year when you see Trent, because guess what, fellas? We play the Rams next year.
Yeah.
And there might be, like, oh, great, yeah, now Trent McDuffie has 3 interceptions in a season.
Well, the Chiefs are so predictable on offense, he's going to know everything that's coming anyway, right?
Right. So, I think that when you, and I thought Mahomes' tweet basically summed up the entire kingdom of Chiefs fans, which was just damn. Because normally Patrick Mahomes' tweets are on an alarm clock. Or the dude writing the notes, Ryan from The Office, or it's, time to get to work, and that's it. Or it's like family stuff, right? Like that's all it ever is. That was like pure emotion from A1 day one leader Patrick Mahomes. So I do believe as we continue this conversation all morning long that there is going to have or there will be having those feelings. Like Dad texts me like, is this a good trade? Like I feel, like terrible losing McDuffie. I'm like, I understand that. But to gain, you have to give. And we've said that before, like he had mentioned with the Royals in the past. Like, what if we give him Ibanez? They'd give us like, no,
we're not getting Chris Sale for Ibanez, okay? It's just not happening.
Trading Alec Marsh for Aaron Judge and MLB The Show, Mac. Unfortunately, that's just video
not
games.
happening, not going to do that.
Works for me. Got Yamamoto, too.
Right. It works in video games. But see, that's the problem, though. People live in a fantasy football, fantasy video game world.
Pete Crow Armstrong's really good.
You used a term there that you said a year early with Tyreek Hill, and you are absolutely right. If they had waited one more year on Tyreek Hill, we would not have 2 more Super Bowl championships because Trent McDuffie was such a big part of that. I mean, that whole draft class was such a big part of that next wave of winning a couple of more Super Bowls. If they would have waited on Tyreek Hill, they got out right at the right time. And that's what you have to look at Trent McDuffie, too. He's played 4 years already in the NFL. The average lifespan of an NFL football player is 3.5, right? So he's already exceeded that average lifespan. He's getting ready to get paid for his second contract. I mean, the Chiefs maximize that. I keep saying, to me, he is the perfect player that's ever played here. I mean, they maximize that player to the fullest. They won championships. He's all pro, and then they traded him, and then they got 4 draft picks back in return. And that's why I take the old Seinfeld approach for this. we're cheering for Laundry, guys. At the end of the day, we're rooting for the KC on the side of the helmet. We're rooting for the red jerseys, the white pants, the yellow piping. We're rooting for our team, right? That's who we root for. We root for Laundry, as Jerry Seinfeld said. And that's the way that I've approached it now. It's not necessarily about those individuals because they come and go. We have favorite players that come and go all the time, but that team is always here. They're not going anywhere. They're always going to be ours. And so I want to do always what's best for this team to win. And one player, so yeah, at the quarterback position can make an obvious difference, but a player at a defensive back position where you've been really good at drafting, developing, signing, finding defensive backs, I think they're going to be okay. I know they're going to be okay. And I love the fact that Brett Veach now has an arsenal of draft picks that he could trade for proven players, use to move up in the draft, use to, maybe get some picks in next year's draft. The world is his oyster, literally, right now. He can do anything that he wants because of that trade with Trent McDuffie. They've gotten so many more opportunities, and I think I saw something yesterday. They now have like the top 5 in draft capital or something for
they're 4th in draft capital.
4th in draft
in the
capital.
NFL.
Yeah. So all of a
Most
sudden
they've had
now,
since 2008.
I mean, all of a sudden, this team now is a top 4, you said, team in draft capital for an organization that historically drafts pretty darn good. The rest of the league's looking around and going, oh my God. The Chiefs are now top 5 in draft capital. Uh-oh, look out. They can really reshape their roster. And roster
it's top 4.
Okay, I'm sorry, top 4. The Chiefs, like every team, you just kind of constantly reshape your roster in the NFL. This is what happens. I love it. I'm excited. I mean, this is really what you should be doing with your star players. Get them in, maximize them, and then maximize them at the way out the door. It was the perfect way to handle a player that we saw with Trent McDuffie. Probably will never happen again, but it was the perfect way. I mean, I can't think of a more perfect scenario for the way that things played out with Trent McDuffie, the way that we saw it.
And I think it's fair to say, okay, well, now, fellas, we have a team that has a massive amount of holes, and we just self-inflicted wounded another one because you got rid of your all-pro slot corner. What's that mean for the future of the secondary? Well, Nate Taylor said a familiar name.
It's definitely in the ballpark now, and the Chiefs now have a chance to prioritize which of the 2 guys in the secondary they would like to retain the most. Is that Brian Cook, who I think is, one of the top safeties on the market, or, hey, because you, again, drafted and developed Jalen Watson, would you swing back around and say, hey, I know it sucks that we couldn't keep you and Trent McDuffie, but we would love to have you back. We know it can work between you, Noah Williams, and Christian Fulton. Again, if it doesn't work out with either Brian Cook or Jalen Watson, the Chiefs at least understand, hey, we have the 9th pick, we have our 2nd-round pick, and we have the 29th pick now to identify a 3rd cornerback for a Noah Williams, Christian Fulton, whoever that player is next. You can say alongside, obviously, Christian Roland Wallace. But there's a chance now. There's a legitimate chance. And it'd be fascinating to know within the Chiefs' own thought process who they value more. I would tend to think Brian Cook because the safety position really is the heartbeat of Steve Spagnuolo's secondary, but I can understand from a positional value why you would want to keep Jalen Watson, given he's such a good press man coverage defender, and he's improved so much within zone that he actually works pretty well in Spagnuolo's system too.
So another thing that went maybe under the table yesterday is that the Chiefs announced, I think, that they plan. Maybe they didn't announce it, but somebody might have, that they are going to restructure Chris Jones's contract.
Yeah, there was some rando that reported that yesterday, who I'd never heard of that guy before.
We'll
but
figure that out as the days go along because we don't really know if if it's credible or not. But if that's the case, that creates money. So now you've given Brett Veach draft capital and you've given him capital as well. So.
It was Evan Sittery.
Have you ever heard of that guy?
I think we brought him up yesterday with another tweet he had, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe he was the one that was floating around like Chiefs trade McDuffie to the Rams for 29 and Corum. I think might have been that guy's tweet.
What's his name again?
Evan Sittery.
Sittery. There was a Dr. Sitterini's on Seinfeld. I don't know if this guy's related to him or what, but I never heard of this gentleman before. Yeah. But that tweet makes sense that he's talking about. Obviously,
but now you do have the question: do you bring Brian Cook back? Because what does that say for the safety market if he's one of the top? Now, maybe I'm undervaluing Brian Cook.
But I was going to ask you guys, who if you have one, Watson or Cook, who you going after?
Jalen Watson.
Watson, yes!
I think so as well. And I that would be my initial, kind of reaction to that one.
The reason why I say that is because, like, I have noticed Jalen Watson more than I've noticed Brian Cook. Does that make sense? Like, on the field.
Well, yeah, and I go back to what we've been talking about
that
for the last.
That could be a good thing.
True.
It could be a bad thing, too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I also go back to what we've been kind of talking about since Justin Reed left here. They lost that leader at that safety position. And Nate Taylor said that Brian Cook is good enough for the SPAG system or whatever he said, talking about, Brian Cook.
The safety position is like the heart and soul.
The heart and soul. And then he said said about Brian Cook he's good enough for the SPAG, or however he phrased it at the end there. Yeah, but you're right. The heart and soul of that defense. Is Brian Cook the right heart and soul of this defense with the way that this defense played last year? Because I think, from obviously, having some conversations with folks, they really missed the leadership of Justin Reed back there. We've talked about that. That's been discussed on the show ad nauseum. And so the guy that they replaced Justin Reed with was Brian Cook. Did that guy give you enough of what you need out of that position in a Spags defense to bring him back? I'm asking. I don't know the question, but I know there wasn't enough from a lot of people's perspective of that leadership role from that safety position, which is part of the reason why Trent had a little bit, I believe, a down year, because they were asking him to be the leader. That's not his personality. Is Brian Cook the right guy to be that heartbeat like Tyrann Mathieu, like Justin Reed? I don't know the answer to that question, guys. Maybe you guys have a better insight than I do on that one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like Max said, I'm kind of, fickled in my mind with it. Like, if not noticing him is good, but as a safety, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because how many times do we hear about Kyle Hamilton or something like that? We're like, there he is.
Yeah.
But corner, you don't want to hear his name, right? Like, that's a good thing. But safety, I'm like, I kind of want to know? Because, like,
I want him flying around.
I want that guy coming up and laying the wood to somebody, man, at the line of scrimmage. And we didn't see that at all, really, this year, did we?
I mean, I think...
Not like we did in years past with Tyrann and Justin, though.
No, gosh, no.
Right?
No. Gosh, no.
Yeah.
No, because that was almost McDuffie's role.
Yeah.
That was like his move. Like, that's like, we could do this all day and be like, memorable moments of Trent McDuffie. Josh Allen getting sacked and not knowing it because 22, it was on the line and Josh Allen couldn't read it. And it's like, there he goes, right?
Leads the league in QB hits in the last 5 years among corners.
Dude. Yeah. What a great stat to have as a corner, too.
Yeah, it is.
But again, yesterday with all this news that, came out with the trade talk, all of a sudden everybody starts going to their keyboards and being like hypothetical, Harry, right? Like, what are we going to do here? Do you think that the Chiefs will now take, because what I saw immediately, I don't know what you guys saw because everybody's algorithm's different, but what I saw immediately after the trade was out was this now frees up cap space for the Chiefs to go land Kenny Walker.
So gives you if that's the guy that's on your list,
and they said that Kenny Walker is going to demand a high amount of money, and then a lot of people are like, "There's no way I'm paying a running back this much money. That this guy wants this much." So whatever, because I think he's looking to be like maybe the third highest running back in football.
12 to 15 million is where I've seen.
That's a tough contract.
I am 100%, a million percent, 10 million % out on Kenny Walker. I just have too many visions of. He had a great Super Bowl. We remember that. He's going to get overpaid. He's going to come to a new team, and he's not going to deliver. And whatever fan base is talking about that albatross of a contract for the next couple of years. I just that's my opinion, man. And I could be 100% wrong on that one. But as far as Kenny Walker goes, man, I am so far out on overpaying the Super Bowl tax for a running back.
Yeah, I just think there are running backs who are almost just as good or maybe even better than him for half the price. I think Kenneth Walker is going to make a boatload based off the last 6-7 weeks of the NFL season, pretty much. I mean, that running game was not – we like to talk about that offense being immaculate the whole season. It wasn't. It had struggles, especially in the middle of the season with Charbonnet, with Walker. The last 3 weeks of the regular season into the playoffs, Walker caught a heater. They started running the ball more. He looked good. But, yeah, I'm not taking that for signing him for, third or fourth highest paid running back money? Hell no.
You just got out of a cornerback because you didn't want to pay, right? This organization is not an organization under Brett Veach, as you pointed out earlier with, John Dorsey just spending money. That would be some sort of signing that John Dorsey probably would have made, right? And I'm not trying to talk smack on John because he did a great job here. But that's the kind of move he would make, or maybe a Pioli would make. I don't know that Brett Veach is going out there and overspending on a middle-aged, by NFL standards, running back that's coming off a hot streak at the end of the season. That's where teams get into trouble, is when they go out and they pay these guys that are coming off a hot streak for the last month and a half of the season. Everybody saw them perform in the playoffs. They get a big check, and you never hear from these guys again.
So we'll do hypotheticals all day. I'll give you one more before we go to break. You each have 20 seconds on yes or no and why. With the running back hot streak and Jordan Love, do you trade knowing that he will go probably top five? Jeremiah Love. Do you trade up with picks 9 and 29 to maybe Tennessee to try to get Jeremiah Love?
I don't think I do.
Hell no.
I don't think I do that move at all.
Hell no.
I would rather have 9 and 29 than to package those together than to move. I think you can get two really good players. You can get two of the top 29 players in this draft.
Yeah, there's absolutely 0% chance I'm doing that for a running back. Again, we need quantity. We did this to gain more assets. We're bragging about draft capital right now. You don't trade two of the best picks of that capital to go get a running back. If anything, if I'm packaging picks, that guy's name better start with J.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with
last
McCarthy.
name start with?
Yeah.
Starts with a J as well. Or there's another one down in Dallas that we could potentially go get
absolutely.
as well. I mean, you know.
We'll get into more of those today. Mac, please stop yelling at me and getting mad. Those were hypotheticals from the internet. You're making me feel insecure. Coming up on the other side, Chris Jones restructure, maybe. We see what that does, as well as more than just draft capital. It goes to the money. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you something. The springtime is here. We may see some sun out there today as well. The warm weather is approaching, and that means it's time to make your lawn look awesome. And this time last year, I sat in my house and looked at my lawn and go, we're never going to figure this thing out. There's no chance we're ever going to figure out our lawn. And then I called the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and I said, hey, can you guys do something with our lawn? The college-educated professionals of Aspen Lawn and Pest Control came out, and they looked at our lawn, and after they stopped laughing, they're like, yeah, we can figure this thing out. And they took control last spring, and by the end of fall, my lawn looked awesome. They did an amazing job. And if they can take my lawn and make it look spectacular, think about what they can do for your lawn as well. They've been providing award-winning services since 1985, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And Aspen is growing as well. If you want to work for a great company, you can join the Aspen team. And right now, they've got this special offer. You're going to get a free estimate and up to half off your first application by just mentioning this ad. So check them out now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I hope you are sitting down. The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on monthly premiums, with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Matt B. and KC at BBS Insurance's Freedom of Choice plan now. You don't have to wait. Their plan lets you use any doctor, has zero outpatient deductibles, and is 30 to 60% lower cost than most Obamacare plans. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you're a small business owner, or pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Matt B. and KC for an instant quote over the phone. 816-205-4664. That's 816-205-4664. Or go to bbsinsurance.net. That's bbsinsurance.net. They will customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Visit our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
Thank you for a great 2025 and promise to continue giving you reason to shop at Shawnee Mission Ford in 2026. Great selection of new and used vehicles, large discount, top trade allowance, and mobile service when you need it. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more in 26.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side 70 westbound heavy with an accident at the entrance ramp from Van Brunt. Right lane blocked and keeping things solid coming in from 435. Construction in through there too. And another problem around 31st Street off to the shoulder. Keeping things heavy. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Rocking and rolling on a Thursday. We'll have Dana Hughes in about 15 minutes joining the show. And then after Dana Hughes, we will have Ben Maller, the LA perspective on this trade. Yes, Ben Maller is tapped in on Chiefs stuff because it involves the Rams as well. But both those guys coming up shortly. You want to give somebody the rest of the month off?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Great text from the 913, so I must do it.
Respect the text.
Guys, this trade yesterday pisses me off. I was really looking forward to going to bed after the 9th pick in the draft, but not to stay up till the end of the first round.
That's great.
I didn't think about that, but yes, son of a gun, man.
Extra order of the Ben Maller chicken fingers at the landing.
Oh, man, I thought we were getting to
Trade
bed.
it! Trade it!
That is fantastic. I love that text, man. Way to go.
Yeah, take the month of March off. We'll see you in April. Because I agree, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it is. It's a great point because there's no chance we were around for pick 15, right?
Exactly. Whole draft now.
Son of a gun. We're back. Well, Brett's back where he likes to be, right? In the bottom four. You know?
Exactly.
It's almost like they made the championship game last year, fellas.
Yeah.
One pick in front of Denver, which is great.
That's right.
Love that.
Yeah, so we got to pay the respect there for you. We did see this yesterday as well with the news that had come out. This comes from Arrowhead Corner. It was on Twitter. Kind of got some play yesterday, and I say some play. It got 173.7 thousand views. I would say a lot of people saw this tweet yesterday. If you didn't, it says the Chiefs will reportedly restructure Chris Jones' contract in the near future, create an additional $22.5 million in cap space. That would give Kansas City close to $50 million in flexibility heading into free agency, per the source, Evan Cedry, who we had mentioned earlier, who is an NFL and NBA reporter. 65,000 followers, so pretty credible there for you. We had this conversation, I want to say about 3 weeks ago. And Mac, you were hell-bent.
You were hell-bent. Say, no, do not restructure.
Do not do this because just eat it and then move on next year. Yeah. And I think we have to say the same today.
Yeah, no, this shouldn't change anything. Yeah, you made your mistake. You made your bed. Now you have to lie in it. Now you have to just own this. Like, they're doing what they should have done with Chris Jones yesterday, right? That Trip McDuffie trade is what they should have done with 95. Yep. And now they know that. It's clear. They maximize the value. You can't change it. You can't fix it. And on one hand, if they were to do that, the next day we'd show up and we'd have some exciting discussions, guys. We would. Because it would mean that 2026, they're all in.
They are.
And it means they're going to be in the talks. It means there's going to be a lot of Adam Schefter tweets with our team's name in it. And it's going to be some new players and new faces coming to Kansas City, which would be exciting. Mm-hmm. But you got to think about the long term and how to maximize the success this next decade of having Patrick Mahomes in his 30s. And to do that, you've got to surround him with young, cost-controlled talent. That's drafting well. That's picking up, obviously, good, smart free agent options, but then trading them at the right point. Chris Jones, they already didn't do that. You paid it, sure. Was it probably a blunder, probably a mistake? Yeah. But you've got to own that now. It is what it is.
And now you can get out of it after this year, too. And that's kind of where you are. If you extend Chris, not extend, but if you, whatever you restructure, now you're talking about another year that you've got to deal with this. And you're compounding your mistake. And when we don't need to continue to compound the mistake. And yes, signing Chris Jones was a mistake. I mean, there's just no other way to look at it, right? It was a mistake. It was not what you normally do with your organization, right? Normally you get out of guys at the right time. You move on, you bounce, you find a way to, not overspend. Chris Jones, they got pulled in by the heartstrings. He's one of the originals. He's one of the pillars. He's a Hall of Famer that's on this team. But also the New England Patriots allowed Vince Wilfork to go play for the Houston Texans in the final couple of years of his career, too. So that's where I look at, the Chris Jones move and say that move ultimately was the one that kind of messed up everything for this organization. Him holding out affected everything that they wanted to do, because at that time they were talking about even giving Trent McDuffie an extension at that point, in time and making things work. And things did not get done because the Chris Jones situation drug its feet out for as long as it did. And I am kind of with Mac on this one. I don't want to restructure. I don't want Chris Jones's money and salary and all of that here for any longer than it really has to be here with this organization. I'm ready to move on from Chris Jones, and I think most people in Kansas City are ready to move on from Chris Jones. Why prolong this thing, right? You're ready to break up with a girl, just rip the Band-Aid off and be done with it.
Yeah, you could maybe even trade him.
Yeah, you could even trade Chris Jones. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't know what the return would be, but
yeah, because what I look at in the Chris Jones situation is, I think if you're gonna not restructure, I think there has to be that conversation, though, because I think that Chris Jones could use a little fire in the ass to kind of go out there, because I think that's where you kind of have to have, this is where I think we undervalue Andy Reid's leadership. Because I think Andy Reid is probably one of the better ones to be like, look, man, here's the deal. It's probably going to be it. And not only that, but, we'll take care of you, because if you think you got some juice left, unfortunately, this is a business. But, let's go out there and have one big run and see what you can do. And then what that does is it makes sure things don't end on, a blindside punch where it's like, I was a Chief for life, man. And then, Chris Jones, he's very charismatic. You don't want him to go off and be like, well, I thought, Chiefs forever, baby. They let me go, man. You don't want that. I don't think he would do that. But if you have that conversation preseason, right? Where you're like, hey, man, this might be it. I'm just telling you straight, man to man. Let's go out there and see what you can do. And then not only that, that would set Chris Jones up for some team to be like, oh, yeah, we'll sign Chris Jones 3 years, X amount of dollars. And you win on both sides of that coin, because a restructure would, like you said, tax him longer, right? Instead of just paying for all the furniture now, you're getting the Nebraska Furniture Mart discount.
Right.
It's a $3,000 love seat, but you're not paying for the first 72 weeks. But hey, man, at week 73, you missed that payment. It's all off the books. You got to pay it all out right now. So I think with Chris Jones here, I'm with everything. I don't think you restructure. I think you have the reality of saying, hey, this is our last ride. Let's go do something with this year.
Yeah, I'm anti-restructure. Now, they probably will restructure, as we know. They probably will do that. But I am anti-restructure. I'm ready to move on from Chris Jones from this organization. And it is time to move on. Now, if this was 2 years ago when we were having this conversation to extend Chris Jones or restructure Chris Jones for another year and it's 2022, okay, then that's a fine conversation to have. But, I mean, I think we're at that point now where, it's year 10 now for Chris Jones. And I think when you look at him going into his 10th year in the NFL, that's a hell of a run, especially at the defensive line position. You're not going to get any better. You're not going to get any younger. You're not going to get any fresher. And again, I think they've maximized everything out of Chris Jones from an on-field standpoint also. And so I would not hesitate to just keep him under contract for this year and say, this is what we're going to do. And then you kind of know it's Chris Jones's last year here in Kansas City.
I just don't know what it gets them, and I know that's the conversations they're having. If we do this, then we have the chance at getting this guy, acquiring this person.
Right.
And I guess I need to hear the end of that conversation to really know what my answer would be. But I don't think there's a guy out there that we can get that makes me go, oh, okay, fine. Then you should restructure this, and you should extend this or whatever it may be. But no, again, you just got to take the L. And we've got some people on the text line 816. I think people are way overreacting on Chris Jones having one bad season. I don't think both can be true. Like, if he even played great this year, this is business.
Right.
You're talking about paying a 32-year-old over $40 million.
Right.
You're also living for the future.
You're also trying to build for the future and set your organization up. Chris Jones is not part of the future of this organization.
No.
What do you know about the future? Coming up next, I feel like a credible source around the team and a credible source around this team on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey is Dana Hughes. He'll join us next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue have some great things going on right now, and they've got 2 new items on the menu that you have got to try. First, the Pickle Jack Sandwich. We're taking tender smoked ham, melting pepper jack cheese all over it, and piling it high with our signature pickle fries. It is crunchy, it is spicy, it is smoky, and it is perfection on a bun. That's the first thing that they have on their menu that's new. And then their Smokehouse Chili. This isn't your average chili, guys. It's made with chopped burnt ends. It's got some sausage thrown in as well. It is the perfect bowl of chili for those cold days. And we still got some of those raw days out there right now. You need to get some of that Smokehouse Barbecue chili. And don't forget, with all the events that are coming up right now, you got the NCAA tournament getting ready. The Big 12 is next weekend. You're going to be having watch parties. Smokehouse Barbecue is the perfect place to have all of your watch parties and events catered. And I know it's you're probably not thinking about May. Graduation's on the horizon as well. Schedule all of your catering with Smokehouse Barbecue. You can check them out at smokehousebbq.com or just visit one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa. But place all of your catering orders at smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
There's nothing like the sound of Royals baseball. When the boys in blue take the field, loyal fans tune in, turn it up, and stay connected. And where do Kansas City's most passionate sports fans gather? Right here on 96.5 The Fan. Sports fans are loyal fans. They support the teams they love and the businesses that support their team. If you're ready to grow your business and connect with a dedicated, engaged audience, call 816-522-0444 or email greg.bergen@odyssey.com. That's greg.bergen@odyssey.com.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $59.99 guaranteed. That's right. Don't just cut back. Stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight you want. Only $59.99 guaranteed with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Let hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating, and lose the weight. Weight loss hypnosis. Wednesday, April 1st at the Wingate by Wyndham, Kansas City. Formerly Sure Stay Plus by Best Western in Kansas City. 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis. 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey, winner of Best Craft Bourbon at the 2025 Ascot Awards. At 90 proof, it's rich, well-balanced, and oh so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City. J. Rieger & Co. Oh so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought by New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just 20 minutes south of Kansas City, where you'll always pay less in Paola. East side 70 westbound heavy at 435, crawls over past Van Brunt with multiple problems. New Century Ram, Jeep and Dodge in Paola keeps it simple. Honest deals without big city overhead. Shop new and used cars, trucks, Rams, and Jeeps. And for 2026, powerful V8 Hemi is back at Ram Trucks, just 20 minutes south of the city. Could save you thousands. Online at New Century Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Look out for Max Minute on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. You hear him on game days in the booth.
Quickly, they get chunky and funky with stretching the fields vertically.
And Thursday nights at 6 during Players Only.
Spitfire, hot fire take.
Here's Chiefs Radio Network color analyst Dana Hughes on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Back at it, 7 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens, all with you this morning. We're joined by Dana Hughes in just a bit, talking all things Trent McDuffie, Kansas City Chiefs, what it does for the future with this team moving forward. I think the narrative of this trade is as obvious as it is. It hurts, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it hurts and makes sense. I mean, when you think about it like Royals trades, right? Everybody was pissed off about, not like pissed, but pissed off about the trade of Zach Greinke. What did we get in return? The start of a great thing to build a championship team. Then they traded Will Myers. People were pissed about that as well. Oh my God, how can we trade Will Myers? Well, we got James Shields, we got Wade Davis, and the rest is history. You've got to make these trades to allow your organizations to grow and to kind of take that next step. And those were beautiful moves by the Royals that were met with a lot of criticism. And the Tyreek Hill trade that was, made by the Chiefs earlier, this century was met with a lot of criticism by a lot of fans. I think when fans complain about the trade of players that they know, they're afraid of the unknown. And I don't think that's necessarily the case, Dusty, that I'm gathering with this Trent McDuffie thing. I don't feel like there's really a high percentage of Chiefs fans that are upset about this. And that's a good thing. I think most Chiefs fans understand that this was the right move for the overall health of the organization, not for the here and now, but the overall health. And you have to have that vision and be convicted as a general manager to go out there and make those trades. And Brett Veach did that, and Dayton Moore did that as well when they were trading players that everybody was coveting in the minor league system.
Joined now by our guy, the color commentator in the Chiefs Radio Network booth, Dana Hughes. Dana, we'll start right off here. I think the narrative of this trade is it's sad, but it makes sense, right? Like this is a business, and unfortunately, sometimes you see good dudes go away.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen this happen before here in Kansas City, and you kind of understand it. I will say personally, there's some disappointment, or I should say some extra disappointment, because I believe that Trent McDuffie has been the ultimate professional. And I say that from an insider view and outsider, just being a guy to watch him and how he moves. We don't hear about anything in the off the field, in the community that's negative, personal life or anything like that, any craziness from extended family. I mean, everything that you would want, not just a first-round draft pick to be, but just any player on the roster to be. I believe he's been, as far as being his professionality in the locker room or professionalism, he has been exceptional. Every time I wanted an interview, every time I needed, to talk to a player post-game, win or lose, he was always available, always very personable at charitable events, etc. So, for me personally, I love to see that as a former player where guys just get it. They understand their role completely. They understand, the position that they're in, and they do it to the best of their ability on and off the field. So hopefully some of that will rub off on some of the other guys that may not be at that level, but yeah, he will definitely be missed in that locker room.
All right, Dana, now the question comes, what do you want to see them do next? What's the next big move that this organization needs to make, in your opinion?
Man, you know what, Bob? This is an interesting time because every single year, I would say at least for the last 8 years, I always said it was a luxury that we went into the offseason and didn't have any specific places to fill. Like, you had to go into the offseason and we desperately needed this position or that position. It always seemed like we just needed depth. We just needed another body. We could use, any player or a certain position, but it was never like other teams where, we see the Bears, they need a receiver, they needed a quarterback, or you can go through the list of teams around the NFL. This is one of the first years that I can remember that, we got to be calculated. Like we have to be put ourselves in a position to get players, maybe because we didn't go to the playoffs this year, maybe because of how the season ended, the disappointing factors that were involved, that now I wouldn't say we're in desperation mode, but we're definitely in a different mode than I think we've become accustomed to seeing over almost the last decade. So, yeah, I'd like to see a taller receiver. I'm still going to, be on that mountain. I think we need bigger bodies. That's what you're seeing around the league at that wide receiver position, where you can exploit cornerbacks outside the numbers and not just across the field and trying to utilize the speed there. And now we need a corner that we can have confidence in, that whether he can play inside or outside. I think Noel Williams has shown at least the ability to fight for that opposite corner position. But in this league and the way offenses are put together and how they're going to attack us, even in our division, we need to get another corner that can go out there and at least garner enough confidence from Spags and Coach Reed that we won't have a problem out there when we face these big wide receivers around the NFL. So, yeah, I'm going to lean on the offense first with the wide receiver, and then the defense at defensive back. And then I still want to see something on the interior of the defensive line. I mean, we talk about copycat leagues, and what we're seeing is dominance on the interior that are helping defenses be more proficient. We've seen that with the Denver Broncos in our own division. We've seen that with the Houston Texans. You saw some dominance. Obviously, we experienced it firsthand with teams like the Philadelphia Eagles in past years. And that seems to be the trend around the league. Get dominance up front in your front four defensively, and then maybe you can cover some deficiencies or not all pro type of ability in the back end with that dominance up front. So we got our hands full. We're going to have to really dial in. But I believe, and I listened to you guys yesterday, and I listen to you guys all the time. But I think we always talk about during this time of the year, in Brett Veach we trust, and then how far does that extend? And he hasn't let us down. Like, regardless of what some people might want to say, there are teams, 31 other teams that would love to have had the successes that we've had under Brett Veach. And we're just going to be back in that boat again.
So, speaking of Brett Veach, he gives you his, I don't know, I'd say he's probably got a Platinum Air Express, Dana. I feel like he's probably made that status in life. He says, Mr. Hughes, here's my card. You have the ability to go sign any free agent out there right now to put on this team next year. And Dana, you want that big, tall tree receiver. There's a few of those daddies out there, my man.
Man, yeah. Start naming some. And I guess would they be a fit for me? I haven't
Mike
really
Evans.
looked. Do I have to use a lot of the balance on the card?
You free range.
I guess if I don't have to use a lot of the availability on the card, I think that would be a guy I would go get. Part of the reason is I think when you look at this wide receiver room, it's void of that leader, that one guy that can be the voice outside of the wide receiver coach. And I know that we've upgraded at that coaching position, but as a former player, I know that there's only but so much a coach can do. There's got to be players that are willing to be the leaders, some of them willing to be the bad guy in that locker room or in that meeting room, in that position group. And I feel like Mike Evans, he comes in with that Hall of Fame, resume. And just like we saw with DeAndre Hopkins and what he was able to do and impact the wide receiver room and more professionalism, I think he would do that as well. And that might cost you a little bit more than maybe what his ability is, just to be able to have that presence in the locker room, somebody that's going to buy into the offense, buy into what's being taught, and then everybody else has to kind of fall in line. And I think that's what's necessary. What I've seen from this wide receiver crew is not necessarily the level of play and commitment and attention to detail that I think is necessary. And I think that's going to change. So Mike Evans could be that guy.
What about the running back position, Danon?
I don't have a problem with looking in the draft for a running back. And here's why. And I mentioned about the copycat league. And when you talk about copycat league, I think the general thought is, the definition of that is what other teams are doing that's successful is going to permeate throughout the NFL to other teams, whatever it is, whether it's Patrick Mahomes, the mobility, what he's shown early in his career, then other teams are trying to get that kind of quarterback or that kind of play from defenses. Copycat can also be internally. So what we've seen is the ability to be a proficient offense, maybe not a dominant run offense, but a proficient offense without having to use a lot of money at that running back position. What we've seen from Andy Reid is that he hasn't been that one bell cow guy, even going back to his Eagles days. Like they always had good running backs, but there was always a 1-2 punch, and we've seen that with the successes that we've had here in Kansas City. So, I like Jeremiah Love. I don't know if I like him at number 9 yet. I'm still kind of thinking about that a little bit more, but I don't think that you go out and break the bank for a Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne or whatever. I'm just not sure yet if that is absolutely necessary. Now, if it happens, I'll embrace it, but I don't know if it's absolutely necessary yet. And if we can find somebody in a second, third round at that running back position, we already shown that we can turn a 7th rounder into a Super Bowl champion and a solid offensive threat. So why not think that we can do it again?
No doubt. Danon, stay awesome, my man. Stay the way you are, because it's perfect. And we'll reach out to you here shortly, because I'm sure there'll be more and more coming in the next 4 days, because free agency is getting ready to start too, brother. So take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, fellas.
That is Nate Taylor there. From local to national, we go to Ben Maller next on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you about my friends over at Window World. They are awesome. And now they are the official window of the Kansas City Chiefs. And in fact, they're the official window of the Fescoe house. Every window that we have in our home comes from Window World. And we've been Window World customers for years. And you know what? Because they're the best. We absolutely love our windows from Window World. They're one of 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval, and they're ranked #1 in windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. I love Window World for a couple of different things. Number one, the customer service is flat out fantastic. Something goes wrong with your window, anytime during the lifespan of your window, they come out and they fixed it because they have a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. And when you have 2 kids and a dog and you're out mowing the lawn, maybe a rock hits the window or the dog runs through the screen, you just call Window World and they come out and they take care of everything for you. These windows are so durable. Not only do they stand behind their windows at the showroom, they actually stand on the windows to show you how good they are. So not only, like I said, are they official windows of the Chiefs, they're the official windows of the Fescoes as well. Get yours now at windowskansascity.com. That's windowskansascity.com, or call them at 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 1-800-GET-WINDOWS for that free in-home estimate with Window World.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Eric Clapton. September 17th.
I went down to the
T-Mobile Center.
Tried to pack it up.
With special guest, Jimmy Vaughn. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at AXS.com.
Shot Sherry.
Don't miss the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Eric Clapton.
Staples has hundreds of great ways to boost your brand, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through April 18th and save up to $125 on all your custom prints. Staples. That was easy.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 70 westbound heavy from 435 past 31st Street. Eastbound lane slow from Truman out to 23rd. 71 northbound recovering coming out of the Grandview Triangle. Earlier problem at 87th has cleared. 435 on the Kansas side, getting heavy around Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan, and it's all brought to you by The Landing in Liberty. And Ben, here we sit the day after our two teams have decided to swap picks and players. Trent McDuffie's going to you. Thousands of picks are coming back to Kansas City. What's the LA perspective on the Trent McDuffie trade?
Well, the Rams would like to thank the Chiefs. Very kind. The Rams went into this draft trying to find a top-notch defensive back. They went to the combine. They looked at everyone, and they clearly didn't like the players that were available. And then, obviously, the Chiefs helping out the Rams with Trent McDuffie, who's one of the better defensive backs in the NFL, as you guys know. So it's a wonderful mitzvah for the Rams because that's exactly what they wanted, and now they're going to have to pay him a ton of money, and that's obviously why this trade happened. But it's wonderful for the Rams. And really, like, people are making a big deal about the draft picks, but it's really just an extra fifth-round pick. The Rams still have a first-round pick they got from Atlanta, so they still have a top 15 pick in the draft. And now they can get an offensive lineman with that, but they've got the defensive back. And the Chiefs, they lose one of their better players. That I know they didn't want to pay him, but it's hard to get guys like that. You can have 7 picks in the draft and not get a guy as good as they're trading away.
Yeah, it really is a great player that the Rams are getting. And I think everybody here in Kansas City, though, from the people that I've spoken to and seen from, I don't think anybody's really upset about this. We all kind of figured he would be traded this offseason. It seems like their MO, and then to get a haul of picks back right now where the Chiefs have a lot of holes. And so I think this is one of those trades that you look at today and say, I think it's a win for everybody. Now, time will tell, what McDuffie does versus what the picks do. But where I think these two teams are right now, Ben, is like, I think this is a win for both of these teams doing what they're wanting to do going into 2026.
Well, I use the Maller report card, which you guys are not allowed to use because that's my report card. And on the Maller report card, I gave the Rams an A because they got a proven commodity. I gave the Chiefs a C. The draft, I know we're going to spend the rest of our time the next 2 months talking about the draft and all that. It's such a hit and miss situation. Nobody knows anything. Guys that look like they should be great turn out to be terrible. Guys that look like they shouldn't be able to play are able to play. And so, yeah, and then the Chiefs obviously want to save money. They got to move money around. I get that part of it. I understand, even though I'm a salary cap truther, so I think there's always ways to manipulate the salary cap. And the Rams, if the whispers are right, they're going to pay McDuffie. They're going to pay him a ton of money. We're talking about the highest paid defensive back in the NFL, Trent McDuffie, by the time this is all done. So he's going to get a giant contract from the Rams, and they'll be very happy, assuming he doesn't stick. Now, remember, the teams made a trade years ago for a defensive back. That didn't work out so well for the Rams, right? That did not go well. So we'll see if this works out better for them.
Yeah, you guys did us a favor. I appreciate that, Ben, back in the day, because it didn't work out for the Rams, didn't work out for the Raiders, didn't work out for the Ravens, didn't work out for the Chiefs. It's not just you, man. So I want to get your perspective on this because you've been following sports, much longer than I have. Yeah. That's not a shot. Okay, you look great. I just want to ask you this: like, what is your perspective when teams are early like this? Because I always think and maybe I'm not, knowledgeable enough, but I think when teams like the Chiefs, they go 6-11, strike quick like this. Like, I mean, we have another, month or so or till the draft, but nobody else is making big trades like this. And this was, in my opinion, it might not have been a blockbuster trade, but it was a Hollywood video trade.
Yeah, no, I think you wonder if there's something else, though. Like, are the Chiefs plotting to do something else? Is this because it is, the timing is a little interesting because you normally wait until 10 days before the draft and then you start making crazy trades. Although the rumor mill said the Giants wanted the player McDuffie and the Rams, and there were a bunch of teams bidding. So if there's a bunch of teams bidding, like, wouldn't it make more sense if you're the Chiefs to wait a little bit longer? Like, I would have thought you would wait, unless they're planning on flipping the 29th pick. And are they trying to move up? I know they have some wiggle room here with what they want to do because they have a top 10 pick because they stunk this year. So do they want to go even higher? Is there someone they have their eye on that they're trying to get in the top 5 of the draft? Like, that that makes you wonder. The timing is interesting because, yeah, you're better off waiting. Everyone says wait. Even I know that. I'm not an NFL GM. You wait until closer to the draft, and there's a deadline, and people freak out, and they give you more stuff, and you could get even more draft picks.
Yeah, but also, too, I mean, with the league year starting on Monday, everybody wants to kind of get their ducks in a row and, know where they are salary cap-wise. I'm thinking from the Rams' perspective on that one. So you sweeten the pot a little bit. But what if the Chiefs slip their picks for, like, George Pickens? I mean, that was a rumor floating around X yesterday. I mean, I do think they're probably up to something else other than just kind of holding on to all of these picks and selecting them. That would be an interesting one. Or Justin Jefferson potentially, coming over to Kansas City for a couple of picks they got from the Rams.
Oh, I would trade 4 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson. You put Jefferson with Mahomes? Are you kidding me? Come on. Who cares about draft picks? This is, again, we've said this. I know they stunk this year, but this is the era for the Chiefs. You get right back on the horse again this year, and whether it's Jefferson or A.J. Brown, who's not happy in Philadelphia, there's a bunch of guys, but you gotta load up here. But you keep some of the draft picks, but you don't need – You need elite players. The Chiefs, they got away from that, and they got bitten last year. Obviously injuries and all that stuff, but you got to get better players. And whether they keep the pick, and Jeremiah Love's been rumored and all that, that would be exciting. He's a playmaker, but you'd much rather have Justin Jefferson or AJ Brown or somebody like that. That is just, you put Mahomes. We saw what he did when he had an elite receiver, when Tyreek Hill was there and he was elite. And you give him a guy like that, watch out.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Justin Jefferson, Ben, because I've got to think that after last year, somehow in the Lord's possibility, he had 1,000 yards with 9, right? Like, I don't know how he did it. It's, to me, one of the greatest achievements of any wide receiver's history in the NFL. And now you're going to sell him Kyler Murray? Like, you have got to be like, I'm out, man. I can't do this again.
Yeah. It's like they're running a rehab clinic for quarterbacks there in Minnesota. Like, what are you doing?
That checks out.
And they're so like, oh, we won we had Sam Darnold before Seattle had Sam Darnold. Okay, fine. You let him go, and you thought J.J. McCarthy is God's gift to the quarterback position. Now you're done with him. You think he's a chump, and yeah. My favorite though this week, my favorite rumor of the week, guys. I know you didn't ask me, was Geno Smith's agent trying to facilitate Geno as the starting quarterback in Minnesota. If that happens, the ownership of the Vikings should fire everyone. I know they already fired the GM, but just keep firing people. If you bring Geno Smith in, come on. You're just making stuff up at this point.
Well, to Dusty's point, too, though, with Kyler, maybe he decides to go play baseball. The A's are wading into this water now going, hey, we're over here if you're still interested in playing baseball. It may be a better career route for him.
Well, it would be great. If he played in Sacramento, no one would – there's like 7 people that go to those games. There's one beat writer who's state-funded MLB.com, right? So they're not going to write anything bad about you. You can play video games all night, every night. No one will know or no one will care. He should have been a baseball player. Would have been great. I got power hitting, a second baseman or whatever. I mean, perfect. And, boy, I would like to see him Kyler Murray get fed to like the Jets or something. You imagine, like the Jets are terrible anyway, but you put him with the cynical New York media, and he struggled with the Phoenix media. He would be eaten alive if he goes to play for the Jets. Oh my God, that'd be great for us. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah, it'd be really good for us. It'd be even better for the Jets because, Woody Johnson's kids still play Madden, and Kyler Murray would fit right in, and they could just take over the team, and we could have real fun with, Madden analytics going out of the New York Jets organization, which, honestly, not to be a troll, might upgrade what they've been doing so far, their entire franchise. Ben, I want to ask you this. I know it's really early, but will you be locked in Friday for Brazil in Team USA, or is it just, get me to the championship game?
Yeah, I'm not. Friday, as you know, Dusty, is a day of rest for me. So it's not on my list. Now, if it happens to be on at a time I'm sitting on the sofa and I'm flipping around.
It'll be 5 o'clock your time.
I'm not going to not watch it. I might have things to do at that time, Dusty. I don't know. But if I happen to be in front of the TV, I would flip it on. I'd check it out. But it's like not something I'm going to plan my schedule around and all that. I'm like, I did see Aaron Judge give one of the worst speeches I've ever seen the other day. It was not. He's not the greatest speaker, which is fine. I'm not a great public speaker either. I'm happy in front of microphones on the radio, but in public, not the greatest. So I relate to Aaron Judge. Yeah, that was a little tough. Let's gotta work on that. not great.
What can I sell you? Like, would the United States and Dominican Republic that matchup sell you, or would because there was already an upset in the first game. Australia beat Chinese Taipei. Who'd have thought, right? Who'd have thought the guys from down under would have gotten the Chinese Taipei, right? But what if there's a massive brawl? What would scream more baseball if there was a Dominican Republic brawl versus the United States brawl, and it's just all these superstars just throwing haymakers?
Oh, well, that, of course. I mean, who would not want to watch that? How many guys can you name on the Australian team and the Chinese Taipei team, by the way, Dusty?
How many do you think I can name? How many do you think you got?
I think you could name, well, you seem to be really into this. I feel like this is your thing here. So I'm going to go three players.
Couldn't tell you one. Couldn't tell you one.
Australia, though, there were a bunch of baseball players, major league players from Australia. I feel like there's been a fair amount from Australia.
Who was that guy that made coffee in the clubhouse, Dusty, that was always with the Royals from Australia?
Peter Moylan.
Peter Moylan, yeah, the coffee guy. Yeah,
he'd always sit in the locker room. We come in, but he'd go, "Here comes the no fun police."
It wasn't wrong.
Was he talking about baseball players or the media?
Media, for sure.
Yeah. Hey,
normally when I would go into the clubhouse, though, the players would always run and hide. So it didn't, they didn't even talk to me. They just run in the other room. They didn't want to talk to us at all, even look at us.
Well, you are 6'8".
Ben, before we let you go, is there anybody more done in sports right now than Clayton Kershaw, or Clayton Dunshaw, as I called him yesterday? Why are we rolling him out there for the World Baseball Classic?
They love their nostalgia. It's all about nostalgia. And I was done with Kershaw 10 years ago. All those playoff losses with the Dodgers. You realize the Dodgers, I know everyone hates the Dodgers and all that. They would have, by my count, at least 2, if not 3 more World Series titles if Kershaw had actually lived up to his regular season performance. But that's another reason. See, that right there, Bob, that's another reason for me not to watch, is that I might see Kershaw out there. And in the dugout as like a mascot or something, I don't see that. So I'm good. I've moved on. All these Dodger guys are already hurt. They're doing the same stuff they do every year. So I'm in spring training. Good. I'm moved on.
Move on. Ben, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the World Baseball Classic, and we will talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That is Ben Maller with us here on 96.5 The Fan, talking glowingly about Clayton Kershaw.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't start with the story of the day. It's one word, baby. We're doing headlines. The biggest headline in Kansas City right now. Give me it. One word on the Trent McDuffie trade. He's an LA Ram now.
Smart. Very smart by the Chiefs to trade Trent McDuffie. You cash in at the height of Trent McDuffie. You never had to write a big check. You got unbelievable performances out of Trent McDuffie. You got unbelievable off-the-field stuff. He was like the perfect player here in Kansas City. But it was time to move on, time to grow as an organization, time to, get your roster in shape. And the way you do that is loading up on those draft picks. Hard trade to make, but right trade to make.
My one word is Veach. I mean, this is his thing, man. We've seen this before. Why did they draft L'Jarius Sneed? Oh, because Charvarius Ward's going to get traded, or he's going to get paid a ton of money. They're not going to pay him. Oh, Trent McDuffie, they drafted, but we have L'Jarius Sneed. Oh, got it. So Veach is my one word.
Yeah, we'll be talking about him a lot as his duties just increased.
His time is now.
By about 33%, 6 picks to 9 picks for our general manager. This comes from Arrowhead Corner per Evan Siddery. The Chiefs will reportedly restructure Chris Jones' contract in the near future. That would create an additional $22.5 million in cap space. One word on potentially restructuring Chris Jones.
Boo. Like that fan at Yankee Stadium with the thumbs down. Boo.
BBL stinky.
I'm ready to be done with the Chris Jones era here in Kansas City, and extending him makes that a little bit longer. It is time to move on. His play last year, guys, I don't want to hear that we're basing it off of 1 year. This is how it works in life, right? The older you get, the less productive you get doing, physical stuff like that. So I'm not interested in extending Chris Jones or restructuring Chris Jones. I'm ready for that contract to be done with, man. Probably like, you look like Rendon with the Angels. They're probably ready to be done with that contract, or the Pujols contract out there, or hell, maybe the Mike Trout contract. Like, sorry to pick on the Angels, but you don't want to be in these contracts where you just like every year it's like weighing us down.
Yeah, one word on that would be nope. I do not want to do that. I don't know if I need to explain any further. Just nope, I'm good.
Could we do an emergency poll to feel what Chiefs fans think about that too? I'd love to know, or you guys can just text in.
I say it's pretty unanimous on the text line. No, do not.
Is it okay? Good. That's great, man. We're evolving as an organization. I love this.
We're getting smarter.
No, I do. I love it. We're not falling in love with the players. We're looking at the play on the field, and we were 6-11. Okay. I don't want to be there again. I didn't like that feeling. However, we can get out of 6-11, we got to do it. I think the fan base feels that as well.
We got to reach out to Text Nation.
First round pick maybe could change that. Caleb Banks came in for as a defensive tackle out of Florida. The guy compared to Chris Jones, maybe he is the heir apparent. The Rams, first round picks, they don't really care. Here's it since 2017. Traded to Titans, traded to Patriots, traded to Falcons. 2020, traded to Jaguars. 21, traded to Jaguars. 22 and 23, traded to the Lions. They drafted Jared Verse, then traded to Falcons. Then this year they traded their first round pick to the Chiefs. One word, they do have another first round pick this season. I was going to say, that's not
all that true. I saw that same thing yesterday. I'm like, they still have a first round pick this year. They're not always trading their first round picks, but the Chiefs have traded a lot of first round picks as well. Works. The Rams, it works. I mean, the body of work out there shows you that what they're doing is very successful. They've established themselves as a perennial favorite. I mean, they're the number one team in the power rankings now.
Yeah, why does everybody seem to kind of devalue picks until they don't have any, and the draft hits? You're like, oh, man, I wish we had another third. Yeah. It's just kind of, everybody doesn't care about it until you don't have any. I would just say having these picks in the draft goes back to my first word. Veach. This is his time, man. Not only are you picking 9th, you're picking 29th. Or whatever. 28th, 29th.
29th.
Yeah, dude. Like, you're in a familiar spot and you're in an unfamiliar spot. But where you are familiar is all your picks that you love to use. So, another word, Veach.
Can I go back to the Chris Jones thing for a minute? And I'm going to throw a reference out, Dusty. I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but this contract reminds me of the Ian Kennedy contract with the Royals. Remember that albatross? Every year we're like, how many more years? And then Ian Kennedy didn't opt out. Like, every player's opting out because they know they're going to get more. And Ian Kennedy's like, no chance on opting out of this one. And it just continued to extend his tenure here in Kansas City. That's kind of where I feel like it is if we restructure Chris Jones. It's Ian Kennedy 2.0.
Yeah, even as a Chris Jones defender and a truther, would not love that. How about this? Harrison Barnes probably didn't love this. NBA player for a long time. I was going to say NBA star. He hasn't been a star since I was 9 years old. Harrison Barnes missed Tuesday night's game because he woke up from a pregame nap with a sore left ankle. One word. This is the first time Barnes has missed a game since 2021, ending a streak of 364 consecutive games. One word on Harrison Barnes.
Old. Yeah. Because I woke up with a sore neck once. It's like when you start waking up with soreness because of the way you slept, man, it's time to do what I'm going to do and check into John Knox Village sometime soon and start eating pudding. I feel for you, Harrison.
My one word would be kinetics. QC.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Only 33 years old. Would have pinned him 37, 38.
Yeah, but
that's
here's
crazy.
the thing, dude. You play court sports for the last 25 years. Them joints are rocking.
Yeah, they really are, man. God love them.
What was Dwayne Wade? It felt like he was older than he was because he was just always getting hammered at the basket and going down on that hard floor. It's like his career will not last long. It's like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I guess he was super young on those early Warrior teams. I pictured him as already a vet then. Team USA favored to win the World Baseball Classic. We're underway, boys. It's here. United States -110, Japan plus 350. Dominican, plus 450. Venezuela, plus 900. And Puerto Rico, plus 2,000. One word on the USA favorites.
Smart. I mean, I was thinking about this yesterday. Our 1, 2, 3 of like Bobby, Skeens, and Judge. Is that the best 1, 2, 3 of any American athletes in any sports? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know how you judge that, but I'm like, damn, Judge, Bobby, and Skeens is our top 3 American baseball players. Who are our top 3 American football players, American basketball players, and American hockey players? Are they on that same level? I don't know.
Football, you'd have a lot of options.
You would.
Yeah.
You would. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So that would be the competition.
What if you took like a receiver, a quarterback, and a running back?
Yeah.
Who do you think are the 3 best American football players? Whoever you think are the 3.
Myles Garrett, and
Justin Jefferson.
Sure. Okay, that's a good.
It's a pretty good threesome.
Yeah, it is. Really good. I mean, that's a really good threesome. Is it better than Bobby, Judge, and Skeens?
I don't know. It's damn close.
I mean, even the fact that you're putting Skeens in there.
Well, I did it because you did that yesterday.
The top 3 hitters are Bobby, Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, and the reason I didn't put Harper is because you did say Skeens. I've been thinking a lot about that. You're right about that. He is. And Bryce Harper's older, too,
Sure.
you know, and Skeens is obviously the current and the future of baseball, and so is Bobby, and Judge just, you know, I mean, he hit a monster shot yesterday, too. But and of course, it's Arizona, so it's hard to tell what any of this stuff means.
And it's the Rockies.
Yeah, it was the Rockies yesterday. I mean, they had guys with no names on their jerseys yesterday, okay? So we were getting close to, hey, touch them all, baseball man, because the Rockies guys, and then the Team USA scrubs yesterday that they used when they took the starters out were Rockies minor leaguers.
Real quick, I've got to mention
And
this
Clayton
legend.
Kershaw.
But before we get out of one word on Lou Holtz passing away last night, 89 years old.
Hell of a life for Lou Holtz. 89, man. That's a life well lived.
Absolutely.
I saw a quote from him this morning, and I just actually sent it to my wife. You can choose to be happy or sad. It's your choice.
Yeah. Legendary. I guess it's Lou Holtz.
Absolutely.
I just really want to do an impersonation of Lou Holtz, but I'm not going to do it out of the respect of his life, so I'm going to hold
But I
back.
think everybody's done those. That's like one where I don't think it's that big a deal to do.
No, I think
yeah.
maybe we'll give him today, and then tomorrow we'll hit it hard.
Okay. If you promise. You promise?
Tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'll be good.
Okay.
Are we there yet? Coming next.
Go for
it. No.
Hey, headed to Cream City, huh?
I'm not going to do it. I could have a legit conversation of Lou Holtz and Jay Binkley. I'm not going to do
it.
I can't do it. Smash or pass next.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed. Well, that
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 have something that is pretty awesome in store for you. Their mission is to build strong partnerships between members, business partners, customers, and community, and there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. If you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the times when you need it the most, giving you the power to bid every project that suits your business model. The Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 will provide trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees. And Local 2 has spent over 137 years developing relationships within the communities we serve. And there's absolutely no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help grow your business and profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Did your HVAC struggle through this rough winter? When it comes to your home comfort, trust the local experts at Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with our trade-in allowance program. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, means you get safe, reliable service and peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 635 northbound, gets heavy at K5, stays very slow to the bridge with an accident. Heading 435 southbound, off again, on again, heavy from K32 down past Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Missouri side, heading 70 eastbound out of downtown, hit delays around Prospect, stays heavy to 23rd, down to one lane with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You remember what it was. Every time we do it, you need to hear this sounder. Come on, where you at? Where you at?
Smash.
Where's our guy who hates that cow sounder? So, caller number 6 today. Caller number 6. You got to call in, be the number, tell Mac that he's awesome, and you have to tell Mac what his recent Mac's Minute was on, which you can find that on the Fan 965. Hey, Mac, am I caller number 6? Yes, you are. That's not his voice. Yes, you are. Yeah. And then you have to say, hey, man, you're really awesome.
Mac's awesome.
I can only imagine what it's like to have to work with those two buffoons. And then you have to be like, dude, your Mac's Minute on blank was great. Love it. All right, man, here's
Thanks,
a $50 gift card. Thanks, man. Great. Say something. It is
a mini banquet.
Smasher Bass, brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more, online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. So, again, caller number 6, tell Mac he's awesome and tell him what his Max Minute was on most recently. So, we'll start with food, then we're going to go to hypotheticals in the NFL free agency world because we can. I don't know if you guys saw, I know you guys saw because I sent it to you immediately when I got this message on my phone, that there are rumors flying around in the Chick-fil-A world. My pleasure. For new Chick-fil-A sides, what do you think about these sides? They are as followed. Mini cornbread muffins.
Smash.
Okay.
Smash.
Looks like fried Brussels sprouts or like cooked Brussels sprouts.
You talking okra?
No, I'm talking Brussels sprouts.
Really?
Is that what it is? I think that's what it said it is. Or is it okra?
I don't
it
know.
Looks like Brussels sprouts.
I'm trying either way.
Maybe it is okra. It says Brussels sprouts in the description.
Well, then, yeah.
So,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts at Chick-fil-A?
That's what I'm kind of
pass.
At a restaurant, like there's an amazing appetizer at 3rd Street Social. It's Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. It comes with like 2 different sauces. Amazing. Another one is sweet potato waffle fries.
In.
Okay.
In.
Yeah.
Big
100% in on that.
Any
yeah.
sauce.
A sweet potato waffle fry is fantastic. Ketchup, just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ketchup. Fine.
Yeah.
I never had a sweet potato waffle fry.
Yeah, why aren't they doing this? Like, let's go. Get that going.
Sweet potato waffle fries are money.
That would hit.
Okay. They also have crispy fried okra.
There
as
we go.
Well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd pass on that.
I'd do it.
Not an okra? Not an okra guy?
Church's Chicken has really good fried okra.
Ooh, I love Church's.
Great okra at Church's.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Sweet potato souffle.
Yeah, because that's probably got like a lot of sugar in it. It's really good. So pass that or smash that. Yeah.
They're also doing onion rings. Rumored to do onion rings.
Yeah,
at Chick-fil-A.
yeah, I like an onion ring. Sure,
too. Big
absolutely.
onion ring
yeah.
guy.
Yep.
I don't know if I like an onion ring with a chicken sandwich. Am I odd for having
That's
that?
okay.
opinion?
Get a
That's actually
hamburger.
fair.
Yeah.
But I can't eat more beef. Okay, so we'll see if Chick-fil-A actually does that because those they also have what was it, sweet potato tots?
Sweet potato tater tots.
Hello.
Yeah, that'd be good too. Like that's a lot
Oh,
of new
America.
side members to issue, right? Like it's like usually you get like one new side
Yeah,
item,
right.
Well,
Are
as
they
we've
releasing a whole new menu?
Well, as we've seen how marketing campaigns in the fast food industry work, right? To get your product and how you get attention is throw that out there as a hypothetical.
That's right.
And then see how many people like the 3 the most. And then judging by a percentage around whatever, you know, there's somebody. You see the Chick-fil-A menu?
Exactly. And then all of
Me?
a sudden, sweet potato fries for 3 months, just like their shakes are for 3 months. And then
Right.
it comes back, oh, here's the okra. We're back.
Dude, we're close to that peaches and cream shit.
I don't know that I'm driving to Chick-fil-A though for the okra.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, but I am for the sweet potato fries dipped in honey mustard.
Absolutely.
How about smash or pass hypotheticals on free agency? Darnell Mooney as a wide receiver.
I mean,
You're out.
It
Okay.
doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I would like Darnell Mooney a lot here. Yeah, I think he can do a lot of good stuff. He can get open against man coverage. He's very.
He's like your Juju.
It's like yeah.
Smaller.
Yeah, he's like Juju in
He
the
is
way.
small, yeah.
He is smaller. He's like Juju in the way that he's that intermediate receiver. He can get a first down, good for 10 yards. He knows how to sit in his zone, but I just think he's more of a joystick. I like him.
Are we talking about like is that the move or a move?
Just a move.
Just a move.
Yeah, well, I mean, you need bodies in here, right? I would look at the wide receiver room now. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're all out. I'm not interested in any of you. Quite honestly, Rashee Rice, we don't even know if he can play.
I'd cut him, yeah.
You know,
sure.
Xavier Worthy is mid at best.
Jury's still out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll
I'll
give
give you
him-
that with the new coach. I'll give you that. But,
Yeah, let's give him 6 weeks.
but
of the
Rashee
season.
Rice, what's your priority, dude?
Ruby Rose. Let's see here. Smash or pass. DJ Moore.
I'd have to.
None of these names really get me right now.
Can I say something? There's not the answer, though.
Yeah,
when you
you're
asked
right,
that,
yeah.
I was thinking, well, who is
Well,
the answer? There's not.
answer is maybe not a free agent signing. The answer may be a big time trade.
But
Now,
even that, like you go trade for Justin Jefferson, dude. Justin Jefferson and Xavier Worthy, that ain't anything. You now need to draft really well. You need to go now get Tyquan Thornton, get a Darnell Mooney. Like you'd have to find a lot. Like there's not the answer because that is how barren this draft is, this roster is rather.
If the Chiefs went out and traded and got Justin Jefferson, the next show we do on the air, I'm going to smoke a cigar the entire show.
yeah, I mean that would be an unbelievable trade.
You thought you went to Cream City with
with
DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah.
Woo!
I will wheel I know that I'm myself hard. out of here.
28 years old is DJ Moore. Yeah, I'd do it.
I would. Chicago would basically give us DJ Moore. Their fans are not very pleased
So
with
that
DJ Moore.
and that's why.
But they're fans.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But if the team is ready to give him away too, they're the team. Why are you giving up on this guy?
Well, he's going to get a new contract soon. They just drafted Luther Burden, and the year before that, they drafted Roma Dunze, and they drafted one of the new favorite tight ends in Loveland. So they're like, we have our regime now. You're no longer going to be a part of it. Going from that to Draymond Jones.
Defensive tackle Draymond Jones.
Somebody to go with Chris Jones. Jones and Jones.
I
just like it because it's that.
It's easy.
We're
Who made that play?
We're jonesing for your quarterback.
Oh, don't give him any ideas because Chris will capitalize on that. I mean, we'll have tweets and shirts and,
Hit 7 sacks this year. Defensive tackle. That's a lot.
How old?
That's what Jones had?
Draymond Jones had 7 sacks this year.
Yeah.
He is 29.
I'll pass.
Okay.
I'd be more in on that than probably a wide receiver. We need bodies along the defensive line, too.
Gotcha.
Like, you guys who have played in this league and know what they're doing.
Smash or pass on Jonathan Allen. Capital S-M-A-S-H.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much capital smash. Yes.
Smash or pass Alec Pierce.
I mean, on the surface, I would say yes.
Yeah,
but
if somebody offered you a free filet, you'd smash. But if you're like, you got to pay for it.
Yeah,
because
I think he's going to take that Kenneth Walker route and get some sort of extremely high contract that one team is going to overspend to try to get him. And it may be the Indianapolis Colts.
Do you think receiver money or the receiver this year is down for like people willing to go out and get one because they know how loaded next year's draft is?
Probably. Also, like, how is Alec Pierce worth $25 million?
And that's where I'm saying I don't know that he is, and somebody's going to offer
Someone's
going to
do it. And that's why some teams are like,
He sounds like he's going to be playing with Drake May soon.
Yeah, that looks like they're all in on
Team
a wide
that needs
receiver.
a position, has a ton of money of like FU money.
Oh, yeah.
High, not really high floor, but a little bit more room to the ceiling and low floor. Smash or pass on trading down.
My friend Joe just texted me. He goes, trade 9-2, move down, stockpile more picks. I don't hate that idea. I've never hated trading down.
Yeah.
Especially
I'd
in
be
a
okay with
draft
that.
like this, if the guy isn't there at 9 that you love, or I didn't mean that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's somebody there that you're like, you're not wedded on, trade down. It's okay. Get more picks.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. It makes me a little nervous because I'm not as confident as others in Brett Veach's drafts in the past couple of years, but I would still do it, yes. 2023 draft scares me. That's all I'll say. That draft scared me a lot.
That's one outlier, though,
And it was very bad. I was about to say something else. It was terrible. Yeah, it was really bad. And
coming off
Frank,
was that the Super Bowl? Coming off the Super Bowl, that was one that was here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No second
they're
contracts.
celebrating a Super Bowl.
No doubt. Yeah, no second contracts. It does not matter. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like the 6 and 11 season. I don't want to see any more of that.
Right.
You get one.
It wouldn't have happened if 2023 was a good draft.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. They do work hand in hand. Smash or pass, final one, trading up. So 8 spots or 1 spot or whatever you think. Trading up, smash or pass.
No, I don't think there's that guy that's a difference maker in this draft that you need to have on your team.
I'll say yes, just because it could be just for 1 spot, like Dusty said. And if they love, like if it's Caleb Downs, then I'll be like, okay, they really do love him. They think he's Eric Berry or Tyrann Mathieu reincarnated right away. Okay, I'm going to trust Veach's player evaluation on that. Okay, fine, I'll do that. But yeah, probably not overall. No.
We're just excited about having 9 picks. You don't want to get 4 of them up to move up 2 spots,
Exactly.
Well, I think also, too, if they sign Watson over Brian Cook, that may tell you who they covet in the draft, though, too,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they're going to get Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Caleb Downs could be it.
Okay. All right. Sign me up. That is Smash or Pass, caller number 6. You got to tell Mac he's awesome. You got to be caller number 6, and you have to tell him exactly what he did on Max Minute on the fans page on Instagram. Brought to you there by Bruce Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now at 2 locations, 95th and 135th at Metcalf, and also Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Yesterday was the news, and it involved the Chiefs and the Rams. We discussed more on it here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending have done awesome work for us over the last decade. These guys are fantastic. And it all started with us with a free mortgage checkup. I decided to go to Golden Oak Lending and say, hey, let's do a free mortgage checkup to find out where we are. And Golden Oak will go to work and find out where you are with your financial life right now. They'll find out if you're in a good spot. And if you're not, they're going to look for a mortgage that's better than the one that you have right now. And if they find one, that's great. You're well on your way. And if they don't find one, they're never going to put you in a mortgage that isn't better than the one that you currently have. The average cash-out customer with Golden Oak Lending is saving over $1,100 per month. And when you refinance with Golden Oak Lending, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So you save some money, and you don't have to make a mortgage payment for 2 months. That is fantastic. But it all starts with that free mortgage checkup. You can check them out at goldenoaklending.com, but better yet, have that conversation because it's risk-free. No paperwork or credit card required. Just a call, 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
There's nothing like the sound of Royals baseball. Team. If you're ready to grow your business and connect with a dedicated, engaged audience, call 816-522-0444 or email greg.bergen@odyssey.com. That's greg.bergen@odyssey.com. Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. Forward and back, RENNER.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Who knew a Halloween costume would change my life and lead me to Renner Garage Door? Renner's KC's go-to team for service, repair, and replacement.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just 20 minutes south of Kansas City, where you'll always pay less in Paola. Kansas side, 635 northbound, very heavy from Parallel Parkway up to the bridge with an accident reporting. New Century Ram, Jeep and Dodge in Paola keeps it simple, honest deals without big city overhead. Shop new and used cars, trucks, Rams, and Jeeps. And for 2026, the powerful V8 Hemi is back in Ram trucks, just 20 minutes south of the city. Could save you thousands. Online at New Century Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen between 2 and 6 on Monday, March 9th and Tuesday, March 10th for your chance to qualify for the Drives Papa Shot Tournament. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, guys, I got to read you this headline that just popped on ESPN.com. It comes from the college sports world, okay? And this is about a university, Cal State Bakersfield. Here's the headline. California school hired a coach, but police say he moonlighted as a pimp. And it's not SGA from last night either. Okay, did you see what he was wearing at the press conference?
yeah.
The men's basketball program at Cal State Bakersfield won't turn many heads with its last place ranking, but when it comes to scandal, the school could be a top contender. Cal State Bakersfield athletic department has been in an upheaval since August, when the then men's basketball coach Rod Barnes opened an anonymous email from a tipster who alleged that Barnes' temporary assistant coach Kevin Mays was also working as a pimp across 4 states. Other lawsuits, internal investigations, dismissals, and finger pointing have only served to deepen the department's sense of crisis. Can you believe that? I mean, of all things to be moonlighting as a college basketball coach, a pimp in 4 states was not on my bingo card. I mean, that is awesome.
What a
Right
time to be
there.
alive. Because you know what they say, pimping ain't easy. Shout out to The Godfather.
Hello, America.
I wonder if that character would be created today. Probably not. You should go back and watch all those. Start like 1997 and go to like 2002 and just watch like Monday Night Raws. And then you'll understand why I was such a geek when I was like 10 to 13. Wow, that's insane. Moonlight.
Oh, he was only getting $3,000 a month to be an assistant coach. He had to do something to make ends meet.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what
Naturally.
I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to do something to make ends meet, I guess. My goodness.
The Chiefs made ends meet yesterday with a move to the Los Angeles Rams. Rams in buy now mode for reasons of Matthew Stafford might be on his way out. They've been very, very successful in these last few years. The Rams, that is, Super Bowl champions just a couple years ago, and then or a few years ago, and then now they are just on the door. Last year and this year, where they lose to Seattle, they lose to Philadelphia. Both those teams would go on to win Super Bowls. The Rams think, okay, we got one more crack at this. Stafford's 37-38. We got to make a move. Our only hole on our team, really, that we could think of, that we could really address, seems to be defensive help in the secondary. We've got a pretty good defensive line. We had Trent McDuffie. We could really do this thing and go all in. They then, yesterday, after this move was made, they jumped to the top of Super Bowl favorites.
Absolutely.
Makes
as,
sense,
as
right?
they should, yeah.
Whereas the Chiefs, we have mentioned several times as the analogy or the metaphor, they are a piece of Swiss cheese right now. They have a lot of holes, but they got to do that in the draft, in free agency. The haul they get back for Trent McDuffie, at least to me, is hand shakes hand. Thank you very much for the business. It's a pleasure doing business with you, they say. So
don't let the door hit you on the way
right.
out. You know?
And obviously, I think the two sides from the Kansas City's perspective, because I think the one side from the Rams' perspective was great. This is exactly what we needed. We need somebody on the secondary. Now we're definitely 100% all in on win mode, even if they didn't believe that already. If they already did believe that, the Chiefs side of it, man, McDuffie's a dude. Great guy. A lot of 22 jerseys out there.
Everything you wanted in a player. Legitimately everything. It checked every box.
You could hear all those cliches. Man, I wish I had 11 Trent Duffies on defense, man. I'll tell you what.
Trent Duffy. I
That's
like
right.
that because you know that has been uttered. You know that has been
Duffy.
Trent Duffy. Yeah.
Come on now. I don't make these
Trent
things
Duffy.
up.
You heard somebody say that, didn't you?
Possibility. And
Drop Duffy sticks.
you come hang out in Lee Summit sometime, Bob.
Kegs and eggs.
Trent
and football.
Duffy,
Let's go.
Chase Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
All the guys. Trent Duffy. Oh.
The one guy I really like is the hustle of that Leo Channel.
Yeah. Leo Channel is another one. Oh.
So, but I think coming back to seriousness, I think when you look at McDuffie as a player, as a teammate, as a guy in this city, he was just loved. I think like everybody was like, that was one of the guys that, you loved as a teammate, as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. And also he's really good at what he does. But unfortunately, the Chiefs have massive amount of holes on their roster, and they've got to fix those holes. And unfortunately, some of those spots are deeper than others, and slot corner wasn't one of them. So the business that is the business in the NFL, you've gained clout, and now you've got to go do something with it.
I don't think I'm going to be fine for the rest of the day. I tell you what, that Trent Duffy, I mean, it's just so good. When I'm a huge fan. Who's your favorite player? Trent Duffy and Chase Daniels. Dialed in, aren't you, Carl? I love this trade. I really do. I think this is what I've been saying for years that this organization needed to do back when I was trading Travis Kelce. Like, you want to flip your guys. you never want to be caught holding the bag. And the Chiefs have been brilliant at it, right? They've signed the right guys. Chris Jones is really the only exception to this rule. And I think if you look back, not trading Jones could probably be one of the worst moves, or signing him to this contract, probably the worst move, for the signing side of things that this organization has made under Andy Reid. I really think that extension to Chris Jones is just one that we're going to be looking back on and say, damn, I wish we would have just gotten out. We've gotten out of everybody before we had to pay him at the right time and never missed a beat. And Chris Jones, obviously we won and we're successful with Chris Jones here, and you don't change that for the world, but you start to look at how this roster maybe could have been shaped differently if you got out of Chris Jones a little bit earlier than where we are right now. I think his whole bogging down of signing during that offseason really had a major impact on this roster, because, just talking to enough people over the years, like, here was the plan going in July of that year. Oh, Chris, you're not going to play until September? You're going to hold out and you're going to affect everybody else? And it just delayed everything they wanted to do by about a year. And, now that's why you don't have, Humphrey. That's why you don't have McDuffie on the team anymore. It's why you don't have, maybe L'Jarius Sneed on the team anymore. Maybe it's why you don't have Justin Reed on the team anymore. They really wanted to get that Chris Jones deal done a lot sooner than they did and start signing other guys and locking those guys up. And they weren't able to do it because Chris Jones never came to a contract soon enough. And so I'm ready to move on from him, guys. I just am.
Yeah, I get the moving on thing, but I think you're putting way too much blame on just one contract. And also, you're giving a lot of credit to the Chiefs for something that we've seen them do the opposite of a lot. You're talking about moving on from, sure, Tooney, sure, Tyreek Hill, sure, this McDuffie.
Yeah.
George Karlaftis, Nick Bolton, Trey Smith. We could go on.
I wouldn't have moved on from Trey Smith.
That's fine. Yeah. He's top 5 paid right guard, and that is the bottom of the totem pole as far as importance of position.
Biggest strength.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
No, he's a run stopper.
He's a run blocker.
He's a run blocker. Yeah, exactly.
He's a pass stopper, run blocker.
No, if anything, the Chiefs have done the opposite of this. They've actually paid too many people. So if you're mad about McDuffie today, I wouldn't look at the Chris Jones contract. I'd look at that Karlaftis contract. I'd look at that Nick Bolton contract. I'd look at the Trey Smith contract way before I'd look at Chris Jones. Those guys, especially Nick Bolton and George Karlaftis. We were sitting here when those things happened. Karlaftis, well, he's going to get better. He's going to improve. You were banking on improvement and paying Tier 2 money for a guy you would hope would be Tier 1, who hadn't even showed anything but Tier 3 level play. Nick Bolton, you're talking about a middle linebacker who's been a shiv in pass coverage his whole time. He's been a grade A tackler, but it's not 28 or 2008 anymore. Linebackers,
well, maybe it is with the running game, coming back in.
It's not. This was the fastest and lightest draft class in the combine ever. 240-pound linebackers who hit really hard. I don't really care about you. So Nick Bolton, another guy who they signed and paid, and they probably shouldn't have. I think you're magnifying Chris Jones when the last 2 years we've seen them do it with a lot of other guys as well.
But the Chris Jones one is a lot more, what's the term I'm looking for, hampering than a Nick Bolton contract, even a George Karlaftis contract. If he plays good, you got to steal with that Karlaftis contract. And sometimes teams do that. They pay players based on what they think they're going to do. Just talking to Dayton over the years, the hardest thing is trying to determine which players you deserve to pay. Which players are going to get better after you pay them, guys, right? And again, we can go back to the Angels example, Anthony Rendon or Albert Pujols. Once you get your money, are you going to be a player that gets better? They banked on George Karlaftis being the guy that they felt like they could give the money to, and he was going to be an ascending player. He was not last year. But again, it goes back to the whole butterfly effect of everything. How much of an opportunity did he really have, along that defensive line? Now, you got to make your own opportunities as well.
He's one-on-one.
You got to make your own opportunities. But, you've got to have you've got to have some other guys along that, defensive line that are going to take that pressure away from George Karlaftis. But if he goes out there next year and has double-digit sacks, we'll be looking at that contract going, oh, they got a steal, they signed him. So, it all depends on the moment and when you look at it. And I think probably if they like to have it over again, maybe they don't sign Nick Bolton. But you know what? Spags stood on a table for Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
So, that factors in too. They wanted Nick Bolton there. He was the captain of that defense. Okay, if you're going to have Nick Bolton, then you got to make the players around him different than what Nick Bolton is. You got to get speed. You got to get production out of those guys in different things so you can utilize Nick Bolton and where he is best. And that's just making open field tackles and making plays at the line of scrimmage. You can't have that guy out in coverage.
I think I know they don't win the Super Bowl without Chris Jones.
Talking about that next year.
Yeah. They don't win the Super Bowl without Chris Jones.
For sure.
They had to give him that contract. And I think the reason people get mad about it is because of the way that it goes. with the negotiation process and then seeing him in the goons suite, right, with his two agents. And it's very simple. They do not win the Super Bowl if Chris Jones is not on this roster the year after they sign.
I don't disagree with that at all. I don't disagree
and
with that.
And that's what it's all about. And so
then we have to be willing to just accept it because we did win a 2 championships since that contract has been signed.
So, yeah. And, I think the Bolton contract's mixed. It's kind of like, well, they don't give contracts with their heart. Then why did Nick Bolton get a contract? Why did Harrison Butker become the most expensive kicker in the game?
Well, at that time, he was unique. And then all of a sudden, he became the same as everybody else, like overnight.
But then as a franchise that prides themselves on being a step ahead, see that.
Yeah.
See that coming.
I thought
don't give him $10 million.
The kicker thing was bizarre because
the Karlaftis thing was bizarre. It's the only thing that sobered me up when I was on Gulf Shores because it came across and I was like coming back to use the restroom and eat lunch from the beach. And first I said, like, hold on, they did what?
What the hell was that?
I just didn't understand that. So look, here we are. We're still a top tier team in the NFL. You've got 5 Super Bowl visits over the last 8 years, and you've got 3 championships. So, but now don't lose that luster.
Right, don't lose that. Get back to those ways.
Get away from these bad habits of giving Nick Bolton too much money, giving Karlaftis too much money, not hitting the draft in 2023. Get away from that. Let that all be a reminder. That all led to a 6-11 season. So throw it out and let's start over. So coming up on the other side, we'll get back into the trade deals, what it means, hypotheticals as well, all here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends, you don't like cold water in the morning in your shower, do you? Or any time for that matter. What if it's a Saturday and everybody's getting ready to go out and you're the last person to get in the shower? Chances of you having hot water, not real good. But if you call my friends over at State Water Heaters, the chances of you having hot water are 100% because State Water Heaters has just the answer for all of us. A new high-efficiency Adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology from State. And that can lead to plenty of hot water for you, as well as great energy savings as well. Our Adapt models with X3 provide years of trouble-free hot water without the worry of annual maintenance that's required from those other tankless models. You legitimately just set it and forget it. Once it's installed, go about your day. Get all the hot water that you want. And these water heaters may also qualify for rebates from your local utility company, so don't miss the chance to put that money back into your pocket. Act now and have your plumber visit their local Reeves Weideman store. They can do that in person or at rwco.com, or just visit statewaterheaters.com to learn more.
I stopped smoking with Mark Patrick's hypnosis when nothing else worked. 1 year later, my wife Michelle and I attended the Mark Patrick Weight Loss Hypnosis Seminar. In 2 months, lost 43 pounds, and she lost 18 pounds.
And we feel great.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight or stop smoking. Only $59.99 guaranteed or your money back. Hypnosis, Wednesday, April 1st at the Wingate by Wyndham, Kansas City. Formerly Sure Stay Plus by Best Western in Kansas City. Lose weight hypnosis, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Eric Clapton. September 17th. T-Mobile Center. With special guest, Jimmy Vaughn. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at AXS.com. Don't miss the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Eric Clapton.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side 70 westbound gets heavy at Manchester. Traffic way stays slow past 31st Street with construction. Now an accident reporting may complicate matters further. Heading on the eastbound lanes of I-70, slow for Prospect over past 23rd, getting into a construction zone where you're down to one lane. Kansas side 435 southbound heavy from K32 down past Johnson Drive. Construction. Now an accident reporting. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Welcome back into 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Bob Fescoe, Mac Morey, Dusty Likens, all with you. As everybody's kind of had almost 24 hours to kind of stew.
Oh, yeah. And now the networks are doing it right now. I saw as we went to break and I walked out, it was like, is Mahomes upset in Kansas City? Oh, God. They're going to yell about that on Get Up here this morning because he tweeted damn yesterday. Now, you could look at Mahomes' tweet as damn and interpret it a couple of different ways. Damn, we let McDuffie go, or damn, we got a lot back for Trent McDuffie.
Yeah? Yeah, so I wonder if that's like a damn.
I don't know. If he wants to tell us what it means, he can hold a press conference and let us all know, right?
Come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to interpret what he means by damn, because it could be good, it could be bad. Well, I don't know.
A better chance of getting Sophie Cunningham in studio than getting Patrick Mahomes on this show. But yeah, the news yesterday, obviously you acquired draft capital for losing one of your team captains in Trent McDuffie. That is kind of like piggybacking off of the Patrick Mahomes tweet of damn, because I said this earlier, we really don't really see Mahomes tweet that much. Like, obviously he'll tweet about like Texas Tech, or if he's, ready to get back into the lab, he'll put like the alarm clock, or he'll sometimes do the Maloney flex whenever he sees one of his former teammates do something great in a game or whatever it may be. So I think that did kind of like, in a nutshell, kind of have everybody the same. And I think the one thing about this trade is that we have told you this was going to be a possibility. I don't want to sound like a know-it-all, so I'm going to dumb it down a little bit, but I was almost 65% sure this was going to happen with McDuffie because of what the general manager of this football team has shown us he's done in the past. And there's two conversations here, I think, with Brett Veach about what he's shown us from the past. And one is the cornerback position is one that I think he reigns supreme in when it comes to finding that guy and presenting him to this defensive coordinator. He's done it before. They've had all-pro corners before. They've had Pro Bowl corners before, and they've walked or they've been traded. You go back to Marcus Peters. You go back to the guy Ward. You go to L'Jarius Sneed. You go to Fuller. You go to now Trent McDuffie. And I think McDuffie might have been the move that now officially, like, people that, might not have themselves head first into all the stuff this team does for years and years and years and can be like, yeah, dude, they always do this. It's like, yeah, but Trent McDuffie, you're like, position before name is the way that this unfortunately goes. And now this is probably one of those things where you're like, oh man, he even traded Trent McDuffie. And you're like, L'Jarius Sneed, you can have your conversation about, he comes out and says, I want to be the highest paid corner in football. You're like, well, when people say that, Brett Veach is like, you're gone. Trent McDuffie never said any of that. So like that gives you a little bit of like, what the weather is out there. You're kind of foggy with it. You're like, but Trent McDuffie. You're like, yes, I know Trent McDuffie, but position before name.
Right.
And I think the other thing that puts this into perspective is that draft. Now, a guy that we live up to with the hype of being great in draft classes has had, as Mac has said before, one of the greatest drafts ever in that 2022 draft class, right? And that's where you acquire Trent McDuffie with what Nick Wright said yesterday was like, this is like 85% of what you got McDuffie from when you let Tyreek Hill go. And different players, different personalities, different positions, obviously. But now Brett Veach, who needs to get back into that, good draft mode, who's had some stinkers. It's fine. He's had some really good ones. Like we said, the 2022 draft, really, really good.
When was the last time they've had an opportunity to prepare for a draft like this, though, with this organization? The first year they got here, basically, right?
22.
No, I mean the first year that they got here where they didn't have the playoff run. Other than the year they missed the playoffs when they were 9-7, every year that they've been here as an organization has ended in the postseason, right?
Right.
And so this is the first time since that first year or two that they've been here where they've had a legitimate offseason to kind of rebuild this roster.
Right. And I go back to what Max says is that, you talk about foreshadowing, and that bad draft in 23 has led you to what is 6-11 this year, because Rashee Rice is in that draft. Rashee Rice didn't play half this year because of personnel or personality issues and off the field issues. You drafted that guy. Felix Andigbe-Uzomah, I don't even know if he'll ever be on the field again. That was that draft. And then 6-11 happens. So when we talk about Andy Reid seeing this in realization, there's also a guy that knows exactly what he did and what he's got to do better at. And like you had mentioned, time, able to do this, that 6-11 season, that 2023 draft was a stab in the neck, and it did not feel good. And now what you are doing is going back to what you did before you had that wonderful draft in 2022, parting ways with a big name player on your team, acquiring draft capital, and really trying to put it in motion going forward.
And that's what you got to do. You got to constantly flip over these rosters, right? Whether it's the bottom half, the top half, the middle half, you've constantly got to flip the roster, and you've got constantly have to change, the guys that are there. You've got to get younger. You've got to get faster. The one thing we know, this league is moving faster than it's ever moved before. And I'm not talking about off the field. I'm talking about on the field. This is the fastest, what'd you say, the fastest combine times we've ever had. So, the league is just continuing to get faster and faster and faster. And so you need those guys that are fast, that are young, that can play at this level and fast at this level. You need those guys on your team. You get that by staying young. You get that by getting all those draft picks and trading away players that, are hard to trade, but they make your organization better, hopefully, in the long run by making those moves. Again, the Tyreek Hill thing worked out perfectly here in Kansas City when it came to trading him and getting the draft picks, and you went to 3 straight Super Bowls. You couldn't have scripted that thing any better for the way that it played out. Now you're hoping to have that same success off the heels of this Trent McDuffie trade. And we started the segment talking about the damn from Patrick Mahomes. What about the damn from Jalen Watson, too? Because we haven't analyzed that one.
Watson, yes!
Jalen Watson, do you think they went to Jalen Watson? Part of his damn was, hey, we're trading Trent McDuffie and we're investing in you. That's the way now that I interpret the damn by Jalen Watson is like, hey, they called him. They told him exactly what was going on. We're going to trade Trent McDuffie. You're our guy. Maybe that's what that damn means from Jalen Watson, because I could see him going, damn, they traded Trent McDuffie. They believe in me. Not, damn, they traded Trent McDuffie. We're screwed, because maybe Jalen Watson now sees that money and becomes that free agent that they sign. They keep their own at home. I don't know if they will, but that could make some, potential sense as well to do that. So this is just the right move all along for this team. It was a great move for this team. Now you got to capitalize on the draft picks, right? If you swing and miss on all your draft picks that you got from Trent McDuffie, then in a couple of years we'll be talking about, man, that draft pick class that they got when they traded Trent McDuffie didn't amount to anything. But hopefully they hit on all those picks, and odds would say they're going to hit on probably most of them right now.
Yeah, right now the trade is a win-win. You got 4 picks. You got into that 2027 draft. You increased your capital, 4th most capital in the NFL draft this season, most they've had since 2008. And really, if we want to talk about this regime, I'm not a big fan of these last 3 drafts. I'll say the last 2 drafts, not counting this last season, 23 and 24 drafts. Not a huge fan, but that 2022 draft, the most ammo he's had, most Brett Veach's ammo's had since this year, so until this year, right? So that's a positive point to note as well. Bob, you said it, though. Like, it's about what you do with these picks. It's about what you do from now on is what's going to determine if this trade is a win. And in my opinion, like, I'm hoping that he doesn't use all of that draft capital. I'm hoping there are some trades involved, and you get some players that are going to help and be quality on the field right now for a win-now mode, because that can be for the future, too. You can go get a 25-year-old free agent that can be here for 3 or 4 seasons that is a good player, and maybe not use all those draft picks.
I do wonder that, because that was kind of the conversation yesterday. Because it's funny how, like, these kind of moves, like, I would say this is a blockbuster move.
It's a big-name player. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and when these type of things happen, right, it's kind of like when blockbuster movies come out. Take Jaws for an example. The shark. Right. That's the first thing. And then you start to kind of like, once you've let it settle a little bit, you start remembering little things throughout. And when a blockbuster move like this happens, the immediate thing is, who won the trade? That's the first thing.
Everybody loves that. Yeah.
Right. And then after that, it's like, here's what the Chiefs now have. Here's what the Rams are now looking forward to. And then after that, you get to, well, what could the Chiefs do with all of this? And it makes you wonder, do they trade with a team, one of, if not both of these picks? And is there a name out there at a position of significant need for the Kansas City Chiefs that you would feel comfortable sending them the 9th and the 29th pick for?
Combine both of those picks?
Yeah.
Well, I would do that for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I would do that.
Now, if they do that, because I want to bring this up, right? Because we talked about with running back position, when it comes to, if they go get Algier, go draft. You go get Justin Jefferson, you still draft a receiver in the 4th or 3rd or 4th round, correct? Or do you then say, nah, we're good. This will make Worthy better. This will make Patrick better. This will make, let's still focus defense. Do you still go find that other wide receiver, or is Justin Jefferson enough?
I think when you go into this
and
draft,
is that enough to get Justin Jefferson, the 9th overall pick and the 29th overall? What else? You'd have to give up something as well.
They're going to want 2027.
You can give him, what would you give him? Would you give him 9, 29, and Rice?
Well, they wouldn't do that, but of course they would.
Maybe they would. I mean, maybe
I'd cut Rice.
Yeah. So you're out on Rice altogether.
Yeah. Max Bennett last week cut him. Absolutely.
I'm
out.
No,
so
absolutely.
you're saying they'd want 2027's number 1, this year's number 1 round pick or 1st round pick at 9 overall.
Yep.
And 29?
And then maybe a 3rd round pick, maybe. I think at least 3 picks for Justin Jefferson.
Would you do that?
I'd consider it. Absolutely.
Like, you'd spend time on that?
We'd have a full meeting.
Max hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, but I think he makes your team better, obviously, and gives your quarterback somebody to kind of form that new relationship with as you're moving, Travis Kelce to retirement in the next year or so, right? And he needs to find that guy that he can feel comfortable with. Do you think Patrick Mahomes is going to feel more comfortable with a guy that they draft at wide receiver or Justin Jefferson? And that's what you have to think about as well. How can we make life easy for Patrick Mahomes? How can we maximize this window? And are the draft picks worth more for us in this window of Patrick Mahomes than using them to go out and get Justin Jefferson? Like, these are the conversations that these guys have and that we're having. They get millions of dollars per year to have these conversations. But these are the same conversations because one thing leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another. And all of a sudden you got 27 different scenarios out there.
Yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, all right, what is the best, what is the best for now? What is the best for future? What is the best for now and the future? What is the best for maximizing this Patrick Mahomes window? And what do we really need to accomplish this offseason? Like if you were to ask Brett Veach, what's the number one goal for you this offseason? What would you answer if you were Brett Veach? Because for me, it would be get Mahomes back to feeling comfortable again and being that guy that we know can carry this team. How do we do that? How do we get Patrick Mahomes to play like he did maybe 2 or 3 years ago? How do we get Patrick Mahomes comfortable again? How do we get Patrick Mahomes believing again? They need Patrick Mahomes to believe in himself and in this offense. And I think you do that with a veteran wide receiver or somebody that he knows that he can trust, that he doesn't have to raise in the NFL as a rookie and as a second-year player. You got a guy like Justin Jefferson, you know what he's going to bring to the table. And if you're the quarterback, you're Patrick Mahomes, and they get you Justin Jefferson, you know that you can rely on that guy.
Get to Nate Taylor because I want to bring up another hypothetical. Before I do that, this is from the 913. Hey, guys, my son and I listen to you guys every morning on the way to work/school. It's my oldest 6th birthday. If it's possible, can he get a shout-out at some point? His name is Willard, so happy birthday to Willard.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Willard.
birthday, Willard.
You're like a Willard Scott shout-out. When you got to be 100, you made it on the Today Show, and Willard Scott put you on Smuckers, and so that's cool, man. Happy birthday.
Not taking a shot, but I think I would go by Will.
Oh, I love it, Willard. That's
Have
awesome.
you ever seen that movie, Willard, about rats?
No.
George McFly is like the main character.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty interesting.
Happy birthday, Willard.
Yeah, happy birthday,
happy
Willard.
birthday, Willard.
Happy 6th. See, caller number 6, 6th birthday. So I want to bring this up because I'm going to play some audio from Nate Taylor. If the Chiefs didn't go out and get free agents, if the Chiefs just draft, that's all they do, I'd like to know how that would make you guys feel. Because this was Nate Taylor on if these moves yesterday between the Rams and the Chiefs made it more of a bridge to the future.
There's two things of this, right? I think you're right, Cody, that like 2026 was always going to be sort of viewed as a bridge year. Hey, they already have cap space. They've already identified that they want to target, a couple veteran running backs. But you also have to live with the reality. Your quarterback will not take a single repetition in the offseason, period. He's coming back from the most significant injury of his career, an ACL and LCL. You want to give him as much time as possible for him to even have a chance to be the starter on week 1. And we all know that's Mahomes' plan. It's hard to bet against him. But you also have to live with the reality that, like, Mahomes is going to have to get through this injury, and because of your own salary cap based on the contracts you've already handed out and those contracts being structured a certain way, plus with the obvious belief that the salary cap will continue to rise, 2027 is a chance for them to really strike. And you also have more chances to, build out some of your roster with, again, more draft picks, not only in this year's draft, but obviously getting that extra third in 2027.
So what does that do to your level of excitement when you see yesterday's news, thinking of what it might mean for this year, as opposed to maybe, just maybe, it could just mean everything for 2 years?
Yeah, and that's, look, I said that when we started this show back up after the holiday break. 2026 was going to kind of be a year where you're just there, and then 2027 was going to be that go for it again type of year. Now, you can act in free agency and in the draft and still have a good season this year, but be ready to win next year. And I think that's kind of where the organization's focus is more on, all right, let's take this year for what it is. Let's get, better, obviously. Let's make a little bit of a run for it for the postseason. We're not going to go 6-11 again. But then in 27, that's when we're really going to take off again and get this thing moving back, in the right direction. That's why we came back after the holiday break. I said, 26, I don't know if you're going to be real excited about what they ultimately do. But 27, that's when we're going to be really excited about this team again.
Would that kind of lackluster your day yesterday? Because, like, when you saw this yesterday with the draft picks, were you immediately like, all right, boom, here's where we're going, here's what we're going to do. I know that I'm hard. Here's what you never once probably thought, I wonder if they're building for 2027. Big draft class, maybe this year they kind of get back to their groove. They're competitive, but they're not that team. And then 2027, you take all this capital, add to that draft class where you're picking, I don't know where, high teens. And then it's like, all right, now we have these rookies on their second year. Now we've got these rookies that are basically already caught up to these guys because this draft is so deep. And Mahomes is more experienced. But, I don't want to have another year missed playoff season. So I don't want to wait for 27. I don't think they do either. But maybe I don't know.
Well, I think there's a difference between being ready to win a championship versus being ready to be in the playoffs again, right? Like you can get back and be in the playoffs. You might not be you might be an 11-6 team that sneaks in as the 5 seed or something like that, or the 6 seed. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But then in 27, all right, we're back to winning the division. We're back to being the 1 seed. We're back to the Arrowhead Invitational.
Yeah, I think there's a world where all those things can coexist. I think especially with this trade, now you've widened your options for everything. You've given yourself more wiggle room for anything you want, more money in free agency to go sign players, more draft capital to trade for the future or to get players for this team to win right now and for the future at a young rookie contract deal. So I don't think you should be hell-bent or really feel trapped in any sort of, oh, this is our path, this is the way we're headed. I think 2026 can be a year where with Patrick Mahomes, with an offensive line, with a couple free agent additions, and a decent draft, not 2022 because that's probably never going to happen again, but with a decent draft, yeah, you can get back to winning 11, 12 games, which to me that's in the thick of it. If you're 11-6, you are in the thick of it. You could win it all. I mean, we saw it this year. If the Chiefs limped in and with 10 wins, 9 wins, and gave Mahomes just a chance in the dance, yeah, anything can happen. So
it's interesting though because like 11-6 and limping in is kind of a down year for us, right? But then what the Chiefs' expectations are probably a 13-4, 14-3 type of record every single year and being that 1 seed, and so a down year for them may be an 11-6 season where you're the 5th or 6th seed and you get in, and we're not quite there yet, but give us one more year and we'll be back in 27. And so that's kind of what you want to build towards as well. You want to get back to winning, but you also understand that we're probably still a year away from being that well-oiled machine that everybody around here has been used to over the last 10 years.
It's no coincidence, I will add, that this bridge year that people are talking about is 2026. Do the math from when 2022 was. All those guys are gone. You haven't had any good draft class since then. You have not revamped this roster and brought in new talent. That is why they are here. So, yeah, that is part of the reason they may have to eat some lumps, right?
Yeah,
take some lumps.
It is. I mean, that's normal, though, too. I mean, we've lived in an abnormal society.
Oh, absolutely.
I just always go to the fact that I think Mahomes is still in that moment of his career.
Totally.
That I don't care if you go 10-7 and you think that's just mediocre. If your foot is in the playoff door and you wear number 15 for the Kansas City Chiefs,
damn right,
you are going to have the best chance to make the Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter what your regular season record is or what you're trying to accomplish. If their foot is in the door, they're immediately, it's what everyone would say. It's like, I don't know, you got to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. And no one's done it except for in the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So to me, like, they don't have to be this dominant at the top where it's like, holy cow, they're the Rams type of roster, right? They can be half of that because of what they still have in their quarterback, and that goes back to the point of you cannot miss the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes before the age of 35.
And it was interesting what Nate said that we don't think about. He's not going to have 1 minute of offseason practice with these guys, on the field practice. The first time he's going to play is like, all right, week 1, let's get ready. Here I am, And so that's what's going to happen with Patrick Mahomes. So he's going to have to be able to knock the rust off. I think he'll be fine. I'm not concerned about that at all. But what I am excited about is that if they do go, 11-6, 10-7, they're fighting at the end of the year. That's going to be now a year after that injury. And so now you're talking about a fully healthy Patrick Mahomes with that knee entering the playoffs. So that's probably something nobody wants to see.
Hello, America.
And the other thing, too, is he's been awesome in the playoffs when he's only had one leg.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. I mean if he's healthy rolling into the postseason and the knee feels better than it's ever felt before, that's a scary situation for a lot of people.
Random question on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I will tell you something. My friends over at Window World are doing an unbelievable job here in Kansas City. They become the official window of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they become the official window of our house as well, because every window in our house is a Window World window, and we've had them for years, and we love the customer service that Window World has. Not only do they have a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor, they're responsive as well. You need them to come out and look at something, they're there that day. Window World is on top of everything. And the lifetime warranty, like I talk about, guys, is important, especially if you're like us. You got kids, you got a dog, you're out there mowing a lawn, maybe you shoot the rock through the window, or the dog runs through the screen door like she's done at our house I don't know how many times. We just call Window World. They come out, they fix it, it's taken care of, because it's all on a lifetime warranty. And the Window World windows are so durable, they'll stand on them for you at the showroom. Just ask them to do that. And these windows are ranked #1 in windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. So you want to get that free in-home estimate now. Call them at 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. Or you can just check them out at windowskansascity.com. That's windowskansascity.com. It's Window World.
Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Truck month.
It's here, Toby. It's actually truck month and a half. We've got all the way until the end of March to take advantage of these amazing incentives that Ford Motor Company pumps out during truck month, Toby.
And Lewisburg Ford.
We always have our $50 over invoice with amazing prices.
What's the deal?
Right now, you can get a 2025 F-150 for up to $16,000 off when you factor in our 50 over minus all the incentives. Or Ford gives you an option to take a $1,000 rebate along with 0% financing for 66 months, no down payment, and no payment for 90 days on the 2025s.
What about the 2026?
We've got a great selection of those too, Toby, and you can get a $4,000 rebate on the 2026, which means when you add that to our $50 over invoice pricing, you got $11,000 off on a 26, or you can take 0% for 36 months.
Okay, what else?
Toby, we're the #1 F-150 dealer, not just in Kansas City, but the entire Kansas City metropolitan area.
All right, what's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Or LewisburgFord.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman, online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
KC 29 southbound, heavy into downtown from Armour with trouble. 71 southbound at 11th Street, right lane blocked with a stalled. 70 eastbound out of downtown, hit delays around Brooklyn Avenue. Stays very slow over past 23rd with construction, and westbound also slow from Manchester Traffic Way in towards Van Brunt. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, don't forget the podcast is hot off the press. That podcast is From the Pitch, right? Did I mess it up? God, I suck.
Beyond the Pitch.
Beyond the Pitch.
Hey,
Rob
it's
Britton.
better than Scott Parks.
Yeah, Scott Parks gave the wrong name.
He hosted. I mean, why would he have it right?
Yeah.
Beyond the Cup.
Yeah, he's like, Beyond the Cup. I'm like, no, I think it's Beyond the Pitch.
Yeah, whatever.
Shut up. I've been doing this for way longer than you, Junior. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Been told that 100 times. Love that guy, though. But yeah, so 103 days away from the World Cup coming to Kansas City, and you are -1 days away from Beyond the Pitch.
Beyond the Pitch. It's here.
The podcast with Rob Britton and Scotty Parks.
They know their
good
stuff, too.
Yeah, they had Kathy Nelson on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll listen to that tonight. Bob actually is going to do that on his run at the J, and then he's going to tell us what we like most to play.
Well, I was
going to
do that yesterday, but then Trent McDuffie happened,
Right.
and I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
never mind.
Sorry, the World Cup. I know it's a big deal, but not today. It is not. We just traded one of the best players in the organization and got a lot of draft picks in return. And I haven't looked at the text line, obviously, but any communication that I've had via X or with people in public, everybody's like legit in on this trade. That I like. All my buddies are like, this is a great trade. This is a good trade. This is a good trade. Not one person did I hear from yesterday in my circle, which, is my guys and whatnot, my friends, but not one person goes, I don't understand why we're making this trade. Everybody's like, awesome, man. This is a great trade. I don't know how it was in your circles and talking to your friends and whatnot, but for me, it was like every single person was like, hell yeah, baby, in Veach we trust. Let's go get him. We got to rebuild this roster. There wasn't the negative outcry that you normally see. Like when they traded Tyreek Hill, you'd have thought they burned down Arrowhead Stadium or something like that. Oh, my God, it's over with. It's done. And then they went on to 3 straight Super Bowls. So I think because of that, I think people now are more understanding of what has to happen for this organization to get back. Had they come off another Super Bowl and it was like 4 straight Super Bowls and you traded Trent McDuffie, maybe there would be a different reaction. But having that 6-11 opens the door for this offseason to be whatever it is that the Chiefs want. And the majority of us are just going to go, just go do what you got to do to get better.
Top text on the text line. Bob says doesn't read it. It says, why don't you blow it out your ass, Bob?
Okay. I love that. It's one of the best drops ever. Yeah.
It says, Bob say had a Bobby up there at the J, the real Jessica.
What up?
In.
What up, Bobby?
Oh, okay. I heard what up before. All right.
What up?
So Bob has a hypothetical, not a hypothetical, but the World Baseball Classic for the United States starts Friday at 7 o'clock on Fox. Nobody's doing anything at that time in this city because it's going to be a dump of weather outside, they say.
Sprinkles.
Yeah. Supposedly it's supposed to be like severe thunderstormish weather. I don't know.
Do you check the European model or the American model when you look at the forecast? Old Sterling got me into a conversation about the European versus the American models.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people favor
the
the European one. I don't know.
Not me. I just watch like the news at night, and last night Wes Peary told me everything I need to know. So
there you go.
I'm good. But 7 o'clock Friday night, Team USA versus Team Brazil.
Who he play for?
Bobby Wood Jr. leading off for Team USA with a roster that has Paul Skeens, Bobby Wood Jr., and Aaron Judge on it. Aaron Judge went bridge yesterday like twice.
Boy, that first home run he had was
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, he hit it over the mountains in Scottsdale.
Roman Anthony also has hit a deep one out there as well. To
Again,
right
it's
field.
Arizona, so
Correct.
it's hard to even judge.
It's Scottsdale. So you asked if you take Bobby, Judge, and Skeens, do any of the other 3 sports have a better 3 players from the United States on them? Now, if we're going to do this, it's going to be basketball, and it's going to probably be NFL. And if it's NFL, pitcher, I guess right field power hitter and shortstop would be the equivalent to me as like quarterback, wide receiver, running back, right? I don't know if I want to get into it where it's like, well, defensive end, linebacker.
Well, yeah, because you could put Myles Garrett on that list too.
Well, Jake Paul thinks Logan Paul thinks he can beat him in a boxing match.
Oh, yeah, nice. Okay, I'm sure. I mean,
says he dragged the floor with Myles Garrett in a boxing match. He's offering $1 million to any NFL athlete that wants to box him.
For an NFL player, unless you're like a league mini guy, why are you even getting in the ring for $1 million?
Well, Le'Veon Bell took the bait, as we expected.
Yeah, he needs the money.
He needs the money too.
Taking mushrooms and watching Law and Order, thinking he's the suspect.
Yeah,
he tweeted it.
Myles Garrett doesn't need the money.
No, Myles Garrett's like, look at
$1 million. Yeah.
Who's the guy that just?
Well, he needs to pay speeding tickets.
Who's the guy that just broke Jake Paul's jaw? Do we see that? Now he's a boxer.
Yeah, that's a boxer,
and that's literally what Myles Garrett will look like in the ring, dude. Maybe that's what we want to see though, is Logan Paul get his jaw broke.
Then get a real boxer there. You know, Logan Paul isn't challenging anybody that's a boxer. He's challenging Tom Brady and Myles Garrett. Get in there against whoever's boxing these days.
Well, again, that goes back to the conversation they had where he's like, yeah, you're a wrestler. It's cute, but you're not an NFL athlete.
Right.
And so, of course, his ego is shook because, obviously, I think there's a lot of
I
insecurity.
played high school, literally brought up high school football
That's
stats
right.
to Tom Brady.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't do
That's
that.
Look at my Pokemon card around my neck.
Yeah.
Shut up, Dusty. That thing's worth $19 million. Touche.
But you're bringing up your high school stats. That's
But
weak.
I mean, you could go, well, you want to say here? Like, you go JSN, Patrick Mahomes, and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, I'd still put Justin Jefferson there, but that's fine.
you go Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Myles Garrett. I mean, your best offensive players and your best defensive player in the NFL, right? Myles Garrett is your best defensive player in this league. And then Patrick Mahomes, I think, is your best quarterback in this league. And then, maybe Justin Jefferson is like whoever you think are the three best American athletes. Are they better than those three that baseball is offering right now? Are they as good at their jobs and dominating at their jobs as those three guys are on the baseball side of things? You're shaking your head
I
no.
don't think so, man.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
I really don't, man. Like, you look at what Judge and Witt and Skeens all do and how dominating they are at their positions in their game. You'd be hard-pressed, I think, to find three players in any sport, just Americans, that are as dominating as that threesome that the baseball side of things is putting out there. Like, who would it be in the NBA right now?
I know right now I'm trying to think like in America, because that's what's tough.
That's
I mean,
right,
Jason
yeah.
Tatum, like, let's say he's healthy, I'll put him there. I mean, Cooper Flagg, is he on it?
Are we ready to do that? Are you putting LeBron on that list
That's
at
what
this
I'm saying,
point in
LeBron
time?
and Steph
Yeah.
Curry.
Is
I'm
Steph
just like-
on that list? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. We're in between eras. We're a few years away from the NBA kind of being able to compete with this right now.
Con Knipple.
Yeah, Con Knipple in a few years, like he'll be on that list, right? But he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
20 years old, whatever.
And maybe
it is.
he will be on that list. We don't know yet.
I'm
right?
thinking like I challenge you, like, let's go through eras. Let's go through history. NBA, MLB, whatever sport you want. Can
Jordan
you find
Magic Bird?
all at the same time? All at the same time, though. No, by the time Jordan was Jordan, Bird was not Bird.
Yeah, you're right. He was
deteriorated.
He had
by a
flown
long
south
shot.
for the winter. Yeah, exactly. And
Bird was didn't Bird and Magic play like Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, Bird and Magic played three different
Or
times. in the
I'm
finals.
sorry.
NBA
I'm
Finals.
sorry. Jordan and Bird.
They may have played. I mean, in the 80s, maybe, but
yeah.
by the time Jordan was Jordan, and we knew who
You say
he
like
was.
92, 93?
Yeah, by the time he was winning championships, because the only team like Larry Bird was on that dream team because of.
I'm
he's
going to
Larry
be
Bird.
honest with you. I don't remember the Celtics being that relevant when the Jordan Nick thing was going on. You know, when Michael Jordan and the Knicks and the Pacers.
Oh, the Celtics were bad in the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Very bad.
The Celtics, I remember kind of being a laughing stock back then. Like,
Yep.
I don't remember them being relevant at all. Once Jordan disposed of the Pistons, then it was the Knicks and it was the Pacers that he always seemingly had to get through in the East, and then whoever you were going to play out West, the Rockets or whatever, for a championship. But, yeah, I think it's interesting. I think what it goes to show you is that, like, baseball has got so much talent right now, and it's got a lot of good American talent right now. And that's really cool because for a long time, just like the NBA, we didn't have a lot of that great American talent in baseball. We're seeing a lot of great American talent now in baseball where we can put together these, quote unquote dream teams and go out there and beat the Dominican, go out there and beat Japan, go out there and beat, Venezuela, and all of these countries that have been so good at baseball for so long. We're in a spot right now where those three guys, man, they may be the three biggest stars in all of baseball, not just on Team USA, I know Ohtani obviously will get your conversation, but, I mean, those three guys right now could be huge household names after this World Baseball Classic. I'm hoping for Bobby he is. He needs it more than the other two.
God, Aaron Judge has hit 111 home runs in 2 years.
Oh, my God.
These are Aaron Judge's home run totals.
When you say that, it sounds so much more impressive than like 60. You're like 111 in 2 years. Holy bleep.
Damn.
That's right. His last 4-year home run totals were 62, massive down year, 37.
That was the year he was hurt.
He
though,
got
right?
injured.
Yeah.
Still hit 37 home runs in about 106 games. Then he hit 58 and 53. Hang on. Paul Skeens, right? His rookie year, he won Rookie of the Year. He won 11-3 on the Pittsburgh Pirates. He hosted a 1.96 ERA. He threw 133 innings. He gave up 94 hits.
Wow.
And he struck out.
I'm surprised it was that many.
And he struck out 170 in 133 innings. Then he goes into year 2, and his ERA takes a hike. He goes from a 1.96 to a 1.97.
Oh, no. He's on the downside of his career.
That's
I can't
right.
sign this guy.
Royals should trade him.
Yeah, he
Trade
throws
for him.
he throws 187 innings, and he gave up
Send him India for Skeens. You think they'll do it?
and he gave up 136 hits while striking out 216 in 187 innings. He has now been Rookie of the Year, NL Cy Young, and everyone in Kansas City knows the resume of Bobby Witt Jr. Those three leading. And then, I mean, you look at also, you've got Tarek Skubals on this roster, Roman Anthony's on this roster, Alex Bregman's on this roster. We don't even have Nick Kurtz on this roster. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
boy.
I mean, thank God we got Kershaw on the roster.
I think that's just kind of like a, hey, here you go.
I know what it is, but it's a waste of a roster space.
He's the Larry Bird, I guess, on the Dream Team. I guess
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
We had Dana Hughes on the show earlier. We'll get back to what Dana Hughes had to say about the move of Trent McDuffie to the Rams here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe
Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone.
and Dusty Likens.
His ass is foul of all foul.
Weekdays 6 to 10. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control do an unbelievable job for us. They actually took our lawn from something that looked like, I don't know, awful into something that looks absolutely beautiful and amazing. They came out last year about this time and laughed at how bad our lawn was. And I said, can you fix this or not? And they go, oh, yeah, this will be no problem at all. And by the time fall rolled around, we had a lush, green, beautiful lawn. And I couldn't be happier with the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And they do so much for us. Got a text from them yesterday saying, hey, do you guys want mulch this year? We're ready to go. I'm like, yeah, we do. We want the mulch. The pest control. They put the mosquito dome over our house so we can sit outside and not have to worry about getting eaten by bugs all afternoon. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control literally takes care of everything. Their college-educated professionals will come out, they'll look at your lawn, and they'll say, yeah, we can fix that, and then they will. They'll get to work, and your lawn will look awesome. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And Aspen is growing and hiring right now. You can join the Aspen team. Plus, they have a special offer, a free estimate, and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So check them out now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler at Chain Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, never with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship, because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free. easy, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side 70 westbound heavy from Manchester, traffic way past Van Brunt with construction. Eastbound lanes also quite slow from Prospect out past 23rd with roadwork. 29 southbound recovering from Armour into downtown, but still sluggish. Alan Card, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
If you're looking for more NFL draft coverage, go subscribe and follow the Character Concerns podcast with Bink and Chris on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
So Carrington and Rob promoting this Papa Shot thing, right? And there's some signs around the office about it. Two-man team. Who would be the best combination of 96.5 The Fan, Papa Shot team, in your opinion? Who would be the worst?
Not Britney Spears. She got arrested.
Random.
Yeah, DUI, just got pulled over.
What? All right.
Oh, like you've never gone random.
No. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why it's funny.
Because it's Britney Spears getting a DUI. That's why it's funny. I mean, it's like people you don't expect. You know, well, maybe you do with her.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be
she shouldn't be driving.
I thought it'd just be like another dancing video. That's all I've ever seen of Britney. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
Well,
don't love that.
Yeah.
Sounds toxic.
Okay. All right. Is this her first one, or did she do it again?
She'll give me more for sure.
That's your son. Where was she at? California, New York?
Yeah, California.
Of course.
Yeah.
Damn.
About 9:30 last night. Booked for the sheriff's.
9:30?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
So she gets pulled over around 9:30, doesn't get booked till 3 a.m., and then was released from jail at 6 a.m.
Well, they say she's a lucky.
So she was just granted literally yesterday, was just granted a permanent restraining order against some nut job who was showing up to her house. So I guess she was out celebrating.
Celebrating a little too hard. Why didn't we set her up with an Uber?
Oh, my God. Britney Spears is also 51. That hit me like a gut punch.
I didn't know she was older than you.
I didn't either.
I would have figured.
Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I thought that said 51-year-old mom, 51-year-old man. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's probably your age.
Right about, yeah. I thought probably, yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
44.
44, okay.
Huh. She would not be on my Papa Shot team.
No.
Probably not going to make it. Yeah.
No. She's seeing 3 different goals, maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody says one of the best teams at Papa Shot, Rob Maloney and Cody.
That'd be a good one.
Somebody, guys. Somebody says Mac and Rob would be the best. Alex and Bink would be the worst.
Or Alex and Bink would be just.
Alex, you get shooting these stupid T-Rex arms.
That
You're
guy's an
ruining
idiot, man.
Jay, that's just not how you do it. It's just not how you shoot.
Jay, it's pop a shot. It's not football. Hey, you gotta get in position, Alex. You know what it's like in big old cities. Hey, Alex, you ever been to Nashville? You can have T-Rex arms there. Proven.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have the chemistry.
Yeah.
Well, Carrington and Dustman would be the best. There we go. 816.
I don't know.
816. Bob and Cody, worst combo.
I mean, yeah, because I could see that would actually be really fun to watch because Bob just would not give a rip, and Cody would be,
come on,
right?
Come on,
exactly.
come on,
You're 100% right. Yeah.
I made one.
Exactly.
Is it the point to make it, Cody, as fast as possible? Well, you haven't made one.
That's exactly how it would be. Like, yeah, whatever. Cody would be like cutting the line.
It would show the totals on each side. Bob would have made 10. Cody made 8. Be like, huh, looks like your way doesn't work. I'm with the top text. Don't sleep on Drew.
I was gonna say Drew.
I
feel like Drew and Mac would be a deadly combination.
But that would be way too nerdy. Yeah, it'd be way too nerdy for you two. That's where I was like with Drew, is it's too intense.
You and I'd be pretty good.
It'd be a fun combo as well. I think that'd be good.
Former high school basketball player.
There you go.
2 years.
Smash.
Sophomore team.
Me as well.
Freshman B team.
Yeah, 816 says Drew and Mac easy.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I wonder when that was going to come around. Because that's
Bob. You think him and I would just be the velocity and the trajectory?
Yeah, it would be too much for me.
Velo's high.
Let me just say, if you got 5 different Papa Shot courts set up, I wouldn't stop at yours.
Come on.
I'm just being honest here. I'd walk by and I go,
because you.
Where's Binkley?
Where's Binkley and Gold?
That's exactly right. Because
Yeah,
that's more entertaining.
Yeah.
You guys would be arguing. You guys would be fighting about angles or talking about, some random nonsensical stat. And I'd be like, I'm out. There's Binkley over there yelling at Alex. Let me get over there.
Yeah.
Spill his chew and the
That
thing.
guy's an idiot.
Oh, yeah. He'd spill a chew can or a spit cup on Alex's shoe. That's what would happen. And then Alex would absolutely lose his mind.
That guy's an idiot,
Which
man.
all of us would if somebody spills a spit cup on you. But, I mean, that would be perfect for Alex to have Binkley's spit cup dumped on him.
Yes.
That would be
my
wonderful.
Gosh, you thought mashed potatoes on ice was bad.
Oh, it'd be so good. The entertainment value would just be so peak.
816 says Logan is a great basketball player. Him and Carrington.
Okay. Fun.
There we go.
All right.
Didn't know Logan had a stroke. There we go.
He didn't. He's healthy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he was here the other day.
Yeah. Somebody says, my money's on the new After Hours guy from Springfield. He's the basketball guru.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Didn't know this.
Okay. Logan's got a game. He
I
got
guess
game.
so.
We got game.
Is Papa Shot different than real basketball though? You can be a great basketball player, but you're not good at Papa
For
Shot,
sure.
right? We hear that
If
with
you
sports all the time, right?
Ever want to watch an insane reel? Just type in Papa Shot tournament. And I mean, these guys are literally just, it's not even like you would think. It's just, they pick the ball and they just have this rhythm that just, it's like, and it's like, how in the world? Somebody says, I'm rolling with Bob and Spectre.
Ooh, yeah.
I do like that
That'd
one.
be fun.
Yeah.
Which would, you know what that would be is, Speck would take one shot. Bob would reference a Seinfeld episode. The time would just run and no one would shoot.
That's right. Yeah, we would. This is exactly what would happen.
And then it'd just be like, why don't we just ditch this and go get some coffee in the kitchen? All right, yeah, let's leave. 18, 17, 16, you know what I mean? That'd be so great.
And I did. I just popped into Speck's office and asked him about a random Seinfeld reference. I'm like, it was Dr. Sidorides, right? And he goes, yeah, it was.
Told you.
Exactly. Is it Doctor? I go, yeah, Dr. Sidorides. Because that guy's name that you mentioned that says Chris Jones is going to get restructured is like Dr. Sidorides. I'm like, oh, the doctor from Seinfeld. Yeah. So, yeah, that's exactly how it would be with Spectre and I, yeah.
Why is the ball red and blue? That'd be the first question. Shouldn't these be NBA looking basketballs?
Yeah,
Why are they?
exactly.
This isn't a dream team. These regulation size, just shoot. All right. Time's up. All right, next group, Binkley and Gold. All right, now we're locked in.
Ooh, 816 Vern and Bink.
Oh my God, that would just
that would
you
be,
talk about a fight. Vern, would you scoot over? You're taking up all the damn room. Vern, shut up. Princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Princess. That's what he calls him. Yeah. He's like, I've heard he called Princess. He's going to be his little press box. He's got to have his little special spot to do his royal show. Be a man, go outside. That's what I did. Parking lot. Vern, Princess. Ever since Vern got married, he lost his hair, lost his integrity. Okay, Bickley. These are all true conversations.
There is a college football reporter on Twitter that I've known about for years. Right, she's covered college football for years, and she's been popular on Twitter. Okay, and I'm trying to remember what her name is because I just saw her yesterday, and her hashtag in her Twitter bio is "Stop Fall Weddings." And I'm like, oh, this is the perfect match for Jay Binkley. She's a Heisman voter. She lives in Florida and covers the SEC.
Can we get her on?
We've had her on in the past, years ago, and I can't remember what her name is.
I mean this with all seriousness.
Horn. Lisa Horn is her name.
I will find her and we will get her on the show.
And
she's great. You can
and I will promise you this. That's the type of woman that Binkley would take her last name. Can you imagine what we would have the rest of our life with a guy named Jay Horn?
Jay Horn.
Jay Horn. Here's her Twitter bio. She does follow me. We had her on years ago for something, but she's a college football reporter, TV radio personality, Florida Gator beat, SEC, pigskingrind.com, Heisman voter, an acquired taste that's not for everyone, hashtag stop fall weddings.
Oh, my gosh.
And like I said, I followed Lisa for probably the minute I got on Twitter. She was one of the first people that were there. And I never noticed the hashtag stop fall weddings until last night. I'm like, I clicked on her bio for something like, I guess because what was going on with Lou Holtz. Everybody was tweeting about Lou Holtz. And I'm like, I haven't heard from Lisa in a while. Let me click on and see what's going on.
What's her bio again?
It is college football reporter, TV radio personality, Florida Gator beat, SEC, pigskingrind.com is who she works for, Heisman voter, an acquired taste that's not for everyone, hashtag stop fall weddings.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
This may be perfect for Jay Binkley. I'm not kidding. I am 1,000% not kidding on this because if he's gone one crusade and she's on the same one of stopping fall weddings, the two of them together can get this done.
Do you take this wonderful woman to be your lawfully wedded bride, Jay Binkley?
Hey, what yo?
When do they get married, right?
Exactly.
Hey, baby, how you doing? Well,
So you're basically saying that you do.
Boobs are great.
All right. No doubt about it. Coming up on the other side, we get into the Dana Hughes cuts. We'll get back on track with this show. We've lost all control in that 9 o'clock hour, but that's okay. We're having fun here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, if you're getting up in the morning and you turn on your hot water faucet and you stand there for 27 hours like I do at times and the hot water doesn't get to where it needs to be and you're wasting water, you're wasting time, you're wasting energy, then you need to get a State water heater. How about if you got a family full of people and everybody's getting ready? You're the last one to get in the shower. And of course, you don't have hot water. But if you have a State water heater, you do have hot water all the time because a new high-efficiency Adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology from State can provide plenty of hot water as well as great energy savings for your family. Our Adapt models with X3 provide years of trouble-free hot water without the worry of annual maintenance that's required from the other tankless models. These water heaters may also qualify for rebates from your local utility company, so don't miss that chance to put some real money back into your pocket. Act now and have your plumber visit their local Reeves Weideman store. They can do that in person, or better yet, check them out at rwco.com, or just visit statewaterheaters.com to learn more.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. It's on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Looking for something smart, soulful, and full of heart? I'm Jen Hatmaker, host of For the Love, the podcast where we talk about what really matters: love and family, faith and purpose. Every week, I'm joined by incredible guests for honest conversations that invite all of us to live with more intention, more laughter, and more connection. Join us on For the Love wherever you get your podcasts.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, and more of your favorite sports with same-game parlays. That's what I do. I love it a lot. Live betting and more. Earn BetMGM reward points on every single bet. Take advantage of offers found nowhere else. And keep an eye out for your rewards dropping in your account throughout the year. So again, sign up with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsible. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Today, fog in the morning, mostly cloudy later, high of 65.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
We want to get to 2 great texts on the Papa Shot, then move on to the Dana Hughes cuts on the Trent McDuffie move. Jay Binkley and the one caller where he goes, shoot the ball, 3, 2, 1, you're an idiot.
Well
shoot,
done.
Shoot.
Well
3,
done. Thanks
2,
for making
1,
me
you're an
laugh
idiot.
today. That's awesome. I love it.
That's so good.
Another question that we'd have to ask Lisa if she joined the show. Does Lisa have a pizza cutter? And then the other one is Lisa and Jay will get married on National Signing Day.
Oh, that would be the perfect day. But that
That's
would
it.
get in the way of them figuring out who's going where,
Maybe
though,
Valentine's Day because they hate Valentine's Day?
Well, I don't know that she hates Valentine's Day.
You're right.
Yeah, you're just assuming because she's the female Binkley that she just hates Valentine's Day and anything fun. I mean, but I mean, that may be his match, guys. It may be.
God, what if she likes winter beer?
Oh my!
Man.
If she liked winter beer
and pizza,
What if she sat down on the date and just goes, let me know, she does this. Let me ask you about what you think of the 3-4 defense.
All right, I'm going to ask you a
And then
question.
she goes, the godfather of football is Bobby Bowden.
Yeah,
I know that I'm hard.
I was going to say, what question would make Jay the most excited if she asked him?
Valentine's Day sucks, doesn't it?
You think that would be it? Not a football question.
Or if she was like, why don't we ditch this place and go get a Jack's Pizza?
Yeah.
You know, I know that I'm hard.
Yeah, she bigly moved that fast in 100 years.
She gives him a kiss. Oh, you taste like Irish ale. yeah.
All of a sudden, I just got a message on X that says Jay Binkley is now following Lisa Horn.
Oh, man.
Hey, baby. You
doing?
want to talk the 86 Heisman vote? Because he'd be asking her every week, who are you going to take in the Heisman? Because who were we having the conversation with yesterday? Was it about Nick Schwerdt,
Yeah.
who had the Heisman vote?
Yeah, one of like 5,000.
Yeah, right. And Binkley's asking
Yeah, I
him.
know you can't say anything, Nick, but you probably think of this guy, right?
Well, I don't think that.
I'm all about getting people
I don't
together.
remember anybody else drinking.
I'm all about people getting together that are going to be a good match for each other. Boy, it sure seems like Lisa and Jay would be a perfect match.
this
man.
is perfect.
You're a creep, dude.
Let me ask you something, Lisa. You want to chew it and do it? We can go from oh no to oh yeah. Oh, man.
I want to see Binkley wear that thing that SGA wore at the post game last night.
Oh, yes.
He looked like Bobby Petrino.
What in the hell was that?
A money
Was
flex.
that like a bear suit, Joel? I mean, what the hell was that?
No
look
idea.
Like he got like half a Duffy's bear suit, but it was much better.
Yeah.
What is this? It's a bear suit, Joel.
Yeah. What are you wearing, Danny? What do you think it is? What a bear suit, Joel. Oh, man. I
Good
miss that
Lord.
guy.
I love him. I'm going to reach out to Danny. I haven't talked to him in a while. See how he's doing.
Yeah, I was the Santa for the company party for a couple years with specific instructions from legal. Nobody needs to sit on my lap.
Somebody said she has to hate short arms.
Yes. You can do the T-Rex.
Then she wouldn't like Binkley.
Oh.
He doesn't have long arms.
It's true.
Maybe that's why he's such a long armist, because he doesn't have them himself, or
He's
a short
envious.
armist, I guess.
Yes.
Somebody says Lisa Horn had Josh Simmons going undrafted. She really hated that pick for the Chiefs. She goes up to Jay. Things that turn me on: long arms for a defensive end, pizza, and people that thought Patrick Mahomes should go over Deshaun Watson. Hey, baby.
Beer, chewing tobacco, football, and boobs.
What are the Twin Peaks? I love beer and boobs. Say less. If Binkley ever dropped a say less,
Hang on. Breaking news. Per Mike Garafalo, the Chiefs won Jalen Watson locked up before the weekend.
Oh, that's funny you say that. Nate Taylor was on Cody and Gold yesterday. He talked about Jalen Watson.
It's definitely in the ballpark now, and the Chiefs now have a chance to prioritize which of the two guys in the secondary they would like to retain the most. Is that Brian Cook, who I think is, one of the top safeties on the market, or, hey, because you, again, drafted and developed Jalen Watson, would you swing back around and say, hey, I know it sucks that we couldn't keep you and Trent McDuffie, but we would love to have you back. We know it can work between you, Noah Williams, and Christian Fulton. Again, if it doesn't work out with either Brian Cook or Jalen Watson, the Chiefs at least understand, hey, we have the 9th pick, we have our 2nd-round pick, and we have the 29th pick now to identify a third cornerback for a Noah Williams, Christian Fulton, whoever that player is next. You can say alongside, obviously, Christian Roland Wallace. But there's a chance now. There's a legitimate chance. And it'd be fascinating to know within the Chiefs' own thought process who they value more. I would tend to think Brian Cook because the safety position really is the heartbeat of Steve Spagnuolo's secondary, but I can understand from a positional value why you would want to keep Jalen Watson, given he's such a good press man coverage defender and he's improved so much within zone that he actually works pretty well in Spagnuolo's system too.
So you do have to think about it from a perspective of who left on the roster in that secondary. Do you trust kind of filling that void, or is that a free agent move? Or is Jalen Watson the move?
Let me ask you guys this. Let's say you re-sign Watson, you use 9 on Caleb Downs. That's it. Those two moves. How are you feeling?
Feel great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You're feeling really good, right? This comes from our friends over at Chiefs Blitz. Watson has now gone 3 consecutive years with allowing a single regular season touchdown. 23, 24, and 25, 0 regular season touchdowns allowed. In 15 games last season, Watson posted 64 tackles, 2 interceptions while keeping the end zone clean. He isn't just a starter. He is a warrior who's deleted every wide receiver one that he's faced, according to the folks over at Chiefs Blitz. And again, they're saying that Mike Garafolo is saying that the Chiefs want Jalen Watson locked up before the weekend. And that goes back to when I said maybe he tweeted damn because they told him what the plan was. We're going to trade Trent McDuffie, and you're going to be the focus for us. We're going to sign you, and we're going to get you done. And I think now, and I could be 100% wrong on this, obviously, but if you sign Jalen Watson, are you still signing Brian Cook?
No.
But one has to do with the other, but I would think it's one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think you're going to choose one of these guys. And I think, Nate said it's the heart and soul of the defense in Spags, right? The safety position. That's so important.
And it wasn't that good last year.
And that's kind of why I was leaning that you'd re-sign Jalen Watson,
right,
because Brian Cook wasn't that great last year. There was safety rotation the whole year. Is it Connor? Is it Hicks? Is it Cook? They weren't happy. Spags was vocal about that throughout the whole season. All their snaps percentages were weird every game because he didn't know who to play, whereas Jalen Watson has been a piece that's been kind of surefire and there. If Trent McDuffie was a safety, he never would have been traded, right? He would have been extended. But that's how they feel about the corner position. You've already gotten rid of your best one. You keep that second one, and then you're right, Bob. I think every move that the Chiefs make, and every team makes, but especially the Chiefs right here in KC for us the next month, is going to tell us what they do in this draft. If they re-sign Jalen Watson, Caleb Downs starts to make more and more sense.
More and more sense. Now, I don't know if you use picks to trade up to get Caleb Downs, who is arguably the best player in the draft. We've all seen mock drafts where he's there, and we've all seen mock drafts where he's not there, right? It just depends on what teams ahead are going to do or if the order moves. And so there's a lot, obviously, to be considered. But, somebody told me that, these picks are in well in advance of when, somebody that was backstage at the draft, they kind of know, the first 4 picks before the draft even starts, So there's probably some finagling, and these guys have a pretty good read at who is going to be there and when. I just think, signing Jalen Watson tells me you're going to let Brian Cook. At least that's the way that I interpret it, right?
Watson,
Again,
yes!
100% wrong on that. Could be completely misreading this whole situation.
Well, it's just the elephant in the room. Where's the conversation been anywhere on the internet or anywhere with your group of friends of when are they going to give Cook the contract?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody even really knows who he is, right? And Caleb, but here's the other thing that again, this is why it's good to have these conversations because it just continues to bring up different things that we can point on. You didn't want to sign Trent McDuffie. You've never invested in corners, but now we're going to invest in Jalen Watson. Seems against the MO of what they do, unless they view Jalen Watson as, holy cow, this is a generational type player. And based on those stats that I read from Chiefs Blitz, 3 years in a row without allowing a regular season touchdown? Who knew that? Who had that on their bingo card? I know I didn't.
No,
That's crazy.
Is nuts. Touchdowns are a volatile stat. It is a really good number, and if I was his agent, I would be saying that in every contract meeting I had. Now, how much does it actually mean for his, validity and quality as a player? I don't quite know. I would think that they're signing him because you're right. That is the rule. That is kind of their mantra, but also you've got to make exceptions. Context is different, and the situation that they're in right now. Let's say they don't re-sign Watson. Who are their corners? Noel Williams, Joshua Williams,
all the Williams.
If they want to have Fulton back, I've named 3 guys. Christian Woolen Wallace. Okay, there's 4 guys.
CRW, yeah.
You're grasping at straws. Is my
you
point.
are. You absolutely are. Maybe though, just maybe. What if we've all read this the wrong way? What if Jalen Watson is actually the better cornerback than Trent McDuffie.
Watson, yeah!
I'm just saying it out loud.
That would just take you back to the stories of before, right? Like, everyone thought maybe at a time, maybe, I don't know, I don't speak for everybody, that Snead was better than McDuffie.
Absolutely, we did, yeah.
And before that, it was like, is Charvarius and Snead, and it was like, oh, well, there's this La Tech corner in the 4th round they have that might be better than this guy. Well, now there's this McDuffie guy that might be better than this guy, and now maybe you have the same story repeating itself. I doubt it from a immediate reaction because of the accolades that Trent McDuffie has acquired in the 4 years that he's been in the league.
It's been wild.
Not counting the Super Bowls, but counting the respect value of his position and what it did nationally yesterday when the name McDuffie was sent into the world of sports as a trade to the Los Angeles Rams. This was Nate Taylor, ESPN's beat writer for the Chiefs, his immediate reaction.
Yeah, better than expected, fellas. You know, I just put out some of my own sort of initial thoughts just on Twitter like a couple seconds ago. I think the biggest surprise in all of this is that it is the Chiefs acquiring 4 picks in exchange for Trent McDuffie. I was of the belief, even as early as last week, being in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine, that, hey, this was probably going to be, you know, one player for 3 picks with the hope that, hey, it's going to be a first-round pick in this year and the likelihood of it being a day 2 pick in 2027. Getting that additional 4th pick swings the pendulum in the Chiefs' favor, considering the fact that they only had 6 draft picks going into this year's draft. So a bit of a surprise that they were able to acquire 4 picks from the Rams when you really consider it, fellas, I don't honestly know who the Rams were bidding against, but if a team is willing to give you 4 picks and include a first rounder, and you know it's going to be difficult on your own salary cap sheet to sign Trent McDuffie to a long-term extension and cover up other areas on the roster, well, then it makes sense for both parties to make this decision.
And what I hear from Nate Taylor there is the Rams are in win now mode and the Chiefs want to be in win continuous mode.
That's exactly right. Yeah, there's something to be said for that. The Chiefs want to have that window of 20 years wide open again, right? And it's cracked right now, right? So they've got to find a way to get back through that window. Unloading talent, getting picks, turning your roster over is the way to do it. Obviously, that was before the Giants stuff came out with Trent McDuffie. Mm-hmm. The Giants are interesting on the Trent McDuffie standpoint for me because they're not a team that's ready to win now. I don't know. Maybe they think they are with Harbaugh. Maybe they think, John's going to come in there and everything's going to be, hunky-dory, and maybe Trent McDuffie they look at as a win now. But if I'm the Giants, I mean, you would think if you're the Chiefs, you're asking for 5 overall.
Yeah, and again, the trade was Trent McDuffie for a first-round pick at number 29 this year, a 5th-round pick this year, a 6th-round pick this year, and a 2027 3rd-round pick. Also, I believe the Chiefs are still going to be owed a compensatory pick that'll be either like in the 5th or the 6th round this year. So there's still another pick to come towards Brett Veach as he's gone from 6 to almost 10 picks in this year's draft. But again, look, I think it goes back to the Rams know what they have in Matthew Stafford and the Chiefs know what they have in Patrick Mahomes. The quarterback is the most important position on the field of football and in the sport of sports. If you have that quarterback, you have to build around that. You will see 3 different stories that I will tell you here. Matthew Stafford there in win now mode because his career is coming to an end. The New England Patriots, who will also be heavy in the free agency, are in win now mode because they will eventually have to pay Drake May.
Right.
The Chiefs are in win now mode because, one, Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in football, but he's also going to be 31. He's coming off a severe leg injury.
Yep.
So the severity of win nows are escalatedly different on all 3 of these teams. The Rams are building for 2026, possibly, maybe they can sweet talk Matthew Stafford to 2028, but then, or 2027, but then that's it. Whereas like New England, they're going to want to win now because they know they're going to pay Drake May a ton of money and they need to go get somebody in free agency. Whereas the Chiefs, when you look at their win now situation, it's win now for the next 4 to 5 years because of what you saw what happened this year with the Chiefs going 6-11 and missing the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes. So it does kind of factor in where all these teams are. And I think at the end of the day, that's why I know Ben Maller was a little harsh. He gave it a C, but I think his reasoning for that is because we don't know who the Chiefs are drafting yet. When it's all said and done, we get the hindsight of it. We'll be like, oh, wow, they got who, and who during that trade?
Right.
Because you looked back on the Tyreek Hill trade, they're like, well, they got Trent McDuffie in that trade, Sky Moore, and, others as well. But you're like, they got Trent McDuffie in that trade. That's a win-win, right? They got Tyreek Hill. He gave them the 2,000 yards or close to it, 1,800 or whatever the yardage was that year. And then the Chiefs got a Super Bowl and a dominant corner in Trent McDuffie, which then you kind of like a house. You paid a lot maybe to get rid of Tyreek Hill. You paid for that in the wide receiver position, but you grew value with Trent
Yeah.
McDuffie because you basically got, as Nick Wright said, you got 85% of the same trade back.
Yeah, and that's what we were looking at like a couple of months ago. I was like, God, if you could get like, I forget who it was, like I guess it was 19. I said, if you just get 19 for Trent McDuffie from the Rams, you've already gotten more than what you used on that pick for Trent McDuffie. You've already made that pick back. And
they picked 13th, I think, right?
The Rams, I think it was
13th from the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, 13th or whatever. Like if you got 13, then
Sure.
hell, I mean, you absolutely maximized the value of him. But all those picks together that they qualified for is like valued at the 20th overall pick of the draft, whatever that means. That's what people are putting out there, and so you could get 4 players that are better than the single guy you get at number 20 overall. It all depends on how you make the right picks and understand the player that you're going to draft and understand their love for football and that they want to continue to play and be a superstar in this league and want to be willing to go to work and turn this franchise back to where it was. And so, yeah, it's just overall, it's a fantastic move right now for this team. And you're right, we don't know who's going to be the players that they do select in the picks, but to get 4 picks back for this player is a heist, I think, anyway, by Brett Veach.
Is this an interesting story for you to think about? Because this comes from Polymarket Football on X. 6 teams are opening to adding quarterback Kyler Murray. And this is per Ian Rappaport. Vikings, Jets, Dolphins, Steelers, and Rams.
I was going to say Cardinals, but he was Rams.
And the Rams are likely the favorite if and only if Kyler Murray is willing to sit a year.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for you with Sean McVay?
Interesting. I'll say if Sean McVay wants him, that's interesting.
Now he's got to sit, soak it all in, watch Matthew Stafford do his thing, and then be like, okay, dude, like.
Is he willing to do that?
That's the thing. That's the if. Is Kyler Murray willing to sit back, learn this, and then let Sean McVay be like, all right, dude, here we go.
Because like Ben was saying earlier, the Jets would be great for us, but that could be a disaster for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, with the
media.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a field day for Kyler Murray in that situation. I think the best move for him is probably Minnesota.
Because then that would give us more reason to go get Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, but if you really want to rehab your career, right? Like that's a good coach to rehab your career under.
Seems to work.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell, you keep Justin Jefferson. They've got a running game. They've got an offensive line. They've got a defense. They've got maybe the best defensive coordinator other than Steve Spagnuolo in the NFL.
Would you say Matthew Stafford's been a better quarterback in the pros under McVay or when he was in Detroit?
Oh.
Sample size is smaller. But talent-wise.
I mean, I'm just going to say the Rams because I don't remember a damn thing he did in Detroit because they were so bad. You never paid any attention. I mean, you really didn't. So, I mean, he's having obviously more success.
I think he sees the field better than he did under McVay than he did in Detroit under McVay. Obviously, his talent's better in LA too, but he had Calvin Johnson. I think he just knows how to diagnose. Like against that remember that NFC Championship game, dude? That Seattle defense, like we know how good that. I mean, especially you, like that Seahawks defense was elite. Like seriously, like that's not overusing that word.
He had it.
He had it figured out. All 3 times he played him, he had it figured out.
It's like sometimes the system with the person meshes.
It's interesting. He's never had a quarterback even close to like mobile Murray. Like he's a pocket passing kind of guy. McVay is. So that'd be an interesting fit.
Does it fit what he wants to do?
Yeah.
Though? And I'll say this, does McVay look at him and go, I've always really liked this guy. I'm willing to change my offense to make him fit, which is the right thing to do as a coach. If you really like a player, don't make the player adapt to your system. Adapt to what that guy does best. That's one of the biggest fails by coaches in the NFL is they look at a player and they go, all right, you're going to play my system. Why? Adapt to me. It's easier for the coach to adapt to the player than the player to adapt to doing stuff that he's not comfortable or doesn't really know what to do. And so I think you would have to do some adapting to Kyler Murray for him to be successful in that offense in L.A. That's kind of the way that I read it. But, I mean, I don't know. If I'm a team right now, I'm not touching that guy. He just doesn't feel like a guy that I want around. He feels like somebody who brings down the locker room instead of bringing up the locker room.
The Athletics brought up, his baseball playing career and said, "Hey, we're always open.
Go for it, man."
I asked that question yesterday on Twitter, like who should have done what? Kyler Murray play baseball or Bubba Starling play football? Like if they could go back, I don't know the answer to that question because I know that Bubba was going to go to Nebraska, and who knows, and be a quarterback, and then Kyler was going to go play for the A's, and maybe he works there. Maybe he's like a good leadoff hitter.
Yeah, maybe. He made a lot of money in the NFL, too. I don't know if he would have made more in baseball.
No, he would have made, like, at first, it was like an $8 million guarantee for him to go to baseball. Like, that's what he would have gotten if he went out of the draft was $8 million. That would have been his signing bonus. he's cleaned up in the NFL.
He's done
obviously.
great.
Yeah, playing the quarterback position. Now, long-term in baseball, it just depends on how good you are, obviously. But there's more opportunity, I would think, to make more long-term money in baseball than there is in football, just because you probably play a little bit longer in baseball. But he made quarterback money, so he's probably not going to make that money in baseball. But if you just want to do something different and try something new, and you're burnt out on football, which I completely would understand, then go give it a try. The A's are open to it.
That'd be fun. I would love it.
I'd 100% follow that story. 100%.
Yeah, everybody would. It'd be very interesting because it's an interesting human nature type of story.
I'd root for it. Yeah,
I would root for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely would.
I'd want him to be good.
And he looked good in those green uniforms,
He would.
too.
He would. What was he? What was his
center field?
Was he center field? That makes sense. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Coming up, there is an interesting way that you can make money. There's a job opening out there. Plus, we have a small man war on Twitter as well, as we dive into that next and wrap this show up on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow want to help you out of any situation that you get in with your car. We've all been there, right? You've had a car accident. You've run out of gas. You've locked your keys in the car. Maybe you wake up in the morning and your car just doesn't start. Well, for all of those things, you need to call my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow. But I want to help you out with that because what the cool thing is you got a phone. You can program their number into your phone. That way you have it. So when you do run into trouble, Jay's Southland Tow Service can call or can get you right away. So get that phone out now and put this number in, 816-779-4TOW. That's 816-779-4TOW. Put that in your phone and forget about it. But when you have car trouble, when you have an accident, you know that Jay's Southland Tow Service is already in your phones. And we've got springtime coming up. That means people are going to be camping, going to the lake, doing all of those great kinds of things. If you need your camper pulled to the lake, if you need your boat pulled to the lake, Jay's Southland Tow Service can do that as well. So put that number in your phone right now, 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments and Tammy from the West, and it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $59.99 guaranteed. That's right. Don't just cut back. Stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight you want. Only $59.99 guaranteed with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Let hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating, and lose the weight. Weight loss hypnosis. Wednesday, April 1st at the Wingate by Wyndham, Kansas City. Formerly Sure Stay Plus by Best Western in Kansas City. 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis. 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos. Bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Spring deals are popping up early at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 bags of Stay Green 2 cubic foot mulch for just $10. Plus, save $20 on an Ego 56-volt string trimmer, now just $199. Spring starts better when you save early. Don't miss out. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/18. Mulch offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hey, it's Scott Parks, and we've launched Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's largest sporting event. Presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. Subscribe on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Mac, I got to wait for you to make $100,000. You want to hear it?
Yeah, please.
You got to fill out an application and get the job first. Wendy's, Dave's Double, the classic, right? The junior biggie bag that you love.
Yes,
so
I
much.
do.
So
Junior
you're-
bacon
you're a
cheeseburger.
field of expertise here. Chief Tasting Officer.
This is like when Norm got the job sampling beer at the brewery.
Right? Chief Tasting Officer. Here is about the role. Title, Chief Tasting Officer. Thank you. Company, Wendy's. Yes, that Wendy's. Pay, $100,000. Job type, dream. Location, remote. Travel, light, mostly to your local Wendy's and or the couch. Starts ASAP. Required credentials, a human mouth, a pulse, opinions, creativity, and taste. Yes, this is real.
Well, it doesn't tell you how to apply, though.
I have all those things in droves. I have opinions. I have taste.
It's Max Minute. These are the spicy nugs.
Yes, exactly right. Damn right.
$100,000. Better job. $100,000 to be a Wendy's chief tasting officer, or $60,000 a year to roll Snoop Dogg's blunts.
Which is tax-free.
Give me the blunts.
Imagine how many people are going through the Wendy's drive-thru. Can I get the application for the chief tasting officer? Sir, please pull forward.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Exactly.
I have a feeling I'll get to taste some Wendy's with Snoop Dogg either way. So
no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be rolling through the drive-thru.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg probably takes care of you for an extended period of time, too. This Wendy's thing could be a one-year deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with Snoop Dogg. I'm rolling up in the limo with him. Oh, yeah.
You're going to the Olympics. You're hanging out
Hell
wherever.
yes,
Because you
dude.
know you're his main guy if you're rolling his joints.
Exactly. And it's puff, pass. So he's got to pass it sometime.
The text line still remains undefeated. 816, dang, I'm going to miss Binkley when he takes this job.
I don't know that Binkley would take that job.
Yeah, because Hardy's was his goal.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. We'll find that one.
So yeah, there you go, Mac. There's a chance for you to make
Love it.
$100,000.
I'm very much in.
Bigger carousel right now, college football or the fact that every Hardee's is closed?
Well, that sucks.
This comes from NFL Rumors yesterday. The 49ers are asking for a first-round pick for Mac Jones.
Might as well. I mean, it's a negotiation, right? If you don't ask for it, you got to ask for
Somebody
it.
says, well, the Dolphins have shown interest. I don't know about Mac Jones getting a number 1 overall pick.
No, but if you're the San Francisco 49ers, you got to try.
If you're the Raiders, would you do it?
No.
Not number 1 overall. No.
Is he better than not Marcus Mariota? Is he better than Mendoza?
No.
Okay, fair point.
I don't know the answer to that question. I've never seen him play. Mac
The,
Jones has been a good player in spurts, but not a first-round draft pick. No.
You're right. I guess I don't know the answer to that either. I answer it defiantly like I do. But are the hopes of Mac Jones higher than the hopes of Mendoza? No.
I don't know.
The ceiling is so much higher with Mendoza.
Ask a fan of the Raiders.
Kramer.
Would you rather have Fernando Mendoza or Mac Jones? I don't know. I think it'd be kind of split. Man, maybe not, though.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Mac Jones has got that. You've already got your perception of Mac
Exactly.
Jones.
Mendoza just won a national title.
And was it just the system? that Mac Jones is with Shanahan.
Yep. Hadn't shown it yet.
You guys believe that Myles Garrett would mop the floor with Logan Paul, right? Because he says $1 million. He thinks he could take Myles Garrett in a boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you take in a fight between these two small guys, Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter? Because
You mean Florio?
Is it Florio? Yeah, Florio. I'm sorry, Florio.
Mike
yeah,
Florio.
Because he says a curious question emerges about receiver Carnell Tate's official scouting combine 40-yard dash time at 4.52 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Schefter responds on Twitter and says, "Just to prove you're wrong again, I had it at 4.47." Guys,
He starts posting screenshots.
Yeah, the screenshots to Florio are
Different
what's great.
GMs.
Yes.
You know what? I'm glad somebody other than local radio people are starting to call Florio out for being wrong on stuff, because he's been wrong about a lot of stuff, right? The Andy Reid retirement for one. But I think this is fun. I like this kind of stuff. And I would take Florio, I think, in this. I think he's scrappier than Schefter is. I think Schefter would be too busy on his phone. Florio would be that cheap shot guy that comes in from behind him and jacks him in the jaw and drops him.
Florio probably goes to the gym. Like we had him on the air. Like he looked in shape, looked like he took care of himself. Not that Schefter doesn't, but I just think, Florio's probably got the reach. I think he's scrappier, probably got more stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me Florio.
Yeah, I think Florio's the guy in this one.
Absolutely. What did he do in this specific situation? What did Florio do wrong? I'm asking.
He's
posted the wrong 40 time.
Yeah, he's basically calling out and saying Schefter's a liar, that he really didn't have these times or something like that. And then Schefter showed the screenshots of where he got the times from.
Which is fine. I mean, but if Florio's saying there's been questions with times, there have been. I mean,
well, everybody questions times.
Everyone's questioning everything.
Yeah, I mean, Binkley has been questioning the times of Ohio State for the better part of 5 years now, and the Big Ten in general, he says. So I think people do fudge times. I think it happens. You're trying to, as a coach, do what's best for your child or your athlete, and you're going to put them in the best position. And so if you fudge something to get them an opportunity, you do what you got to do.
I love this text so much. Can we acknowledge how the 40-yard dash is the most overrated metric at the combine?
Yeah.
Smash.
Yes.
Thank you. I totally agree, because if it was so truthful, then the Arkansas Razorbacks should have had a BCS national team.
Yeah, it's interesting how every year we have the combine and people get excited for it. Then when it's over, everybody says how useless it is. And even Binkley had something. He thinks it's going to be gone in the next couple of years. And I don't know that the combine will ever be gone, but they may change the name of it, because it's a convention for all these NFL folks to get together in one place. And I bet they, as the front office, the combine be gone, the underwear Olympics, whatever we want to call it. Conversations, having the look into somebody's eyes, knowing what they're thinking. I think that is why we continue to see the combine, or whatever you want to call it, move forward, because I think that part is so important to set up the entire offseason for the NFL. Like, these guys all know what they're going to do, and you have to do that face to face.
I just hate the 40-yard dash. Hate it, hate it, hate it.
Yep.
It's such a smokescreen.
Oh, yeah.
They run a straight line for 40 yards with no pads, no defender, no ball being thrown in their vicinity.
On a track.
And yet that elevates
from a track stance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the least football thing of all time. Yeah, give me that gauntlet drill any day for judging a wide receiver. That run in a straight line on the field with actual cleats on, catching passes.
Yeah.
Catching footballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good text from the 816. I'll take a 4.55 route runner over a guy like Worthy any day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that over the years with, like, when Willie Gault came out as a wide receiver for the Bears, and it was on the U.S. bobsled team. It was like, oh, look how fast this guy is. Couldn't catch a cold. And so you can be fast, but you got to be able to play that position. And I'd take somebody slower that knew how to play the position over what we're seeing now out of Xavier Worthy. He's got a lot of work to do too.
Did you see the NBA wants to...
Two great dicks.
They want to put that team as a yearly thing.
Great.
Yeah, they want to do that every year now.
Good.
Yeah,
Just
the
once.
retro game.
Just once, and I'm fine with it. Just once.
Yeah.
Don't make it stale.
Yep.
But, I mean...
Two great dicks.
Bob Costas.
Way to go, Bob.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking about if they did that with the NFL, everybody's dead. Like, there's nobody to
who would they
bring
even
back.
bring back? Yeah, Al Michaels is still there.
And Bob Costas, we've already done it with Bob.
Yeah.
So, he's more NBA anyway than he ever was NFL, even though he did stuff with the NFL. But
He's done everything.
Yeah, he has. He absolutely has. But, who would you bring back now? Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's where AI scares me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the AI Pat
We're
Madden.
going to do Madden Summerall for the Thanksgiving Day game, AI. It's going to be I will literally not watch that game.
Oh, that would be awful. Oh, that would be so bad.
Yeah, I feel that I'd boycott.
Ugh.
Look at this pass over here, Pat off Metcalf. This DJ Metcalf guy, zap, whap, pow.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no thanks.
I love how still Chiefs fans call him Mahomes, Holme. Still to this day, I see that.
At this point,
I don't even know how to attack it.
keep eating those big arches and giving me your reviews on Twitter. I love them. Tomorrow is Friday. I love that even more. Let that sun come out today and bring some shine into this world. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, stay groovy, have fun. We'll talk to you tomorrow. The World Baseball Classic for Team USA starts tomorrow. Bobby Witt Jr.'s leadoff role begins at 7 o'clock. I know that I'm hard.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden